Oh, wow. It actually worked this time. So before I hit go live and it said going live, never went live, never went live. And so I was sitting there talking to myself. I thought I had gone live. Apparently I hadn't gone live. Uh, so anyway, but now it seems like um we've gone live. Have we gone live? I think so. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, since I already did this, but since I hadn't gone live, I'm going to do it again now that we've gone live, right? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We don't want to get in trouble. We got to preserve YouTube's um, integrity because they've lost so much money of missed advertising revenue. And I honestly think, well, okay, that's all we get apparently. I honestly think that it's on account of the AMC grifters. I mean, I don't honestly think that, but it's I don't know. I guess it's fun to think that nobody wants to buy ads to put on all these AMC grifter videos. But anyway, um, I don't know if Lynn's here, but shout out to Lynn for the thumbnail art and this lovely dystopian image on the screen now. Um, this is AI generated art, and it's pretty cool. The prompt here was Scotty Finance saves the world. Scotty Finance saves the world. It doesn't look like I did too great of a job, if that's the case. Kind of has an idiocracy vibe to it a little bit. I guess presumably that's me there. I could see that. Um, and on the thumbnail image itself, that actually was this. And I just added some stuff to it to get this. Whoops. Yeah, that. So all these thumbnails in here, the little ones, these are all AMC videos from today and yesterday in this list of search results. That's 2 days worth of AMC videos. And all I did was copy the thumbnail part all the way down, just thumbnails in order. Would you believe that these are all bullish videos? Oh, all bullish. And not only bullish, hyper bullish. So we're going to look at some of those and we're going to talk about some other stuff um, from crypto ads. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. And that has a direct tie to these clowns. So yeah. Um, anyway, so welcome. And we'll talk about some stuff here and we'll look at some stuff and do some stuff. And well, it's just good. We've gone live. We've actually gone live. So that's good. Okay. Let's see here. Before we get started with this, um, before we do, um, just getting everything situated here. Mm. Um, so this channel's my channel has been around. Let's see. This iteration of the channel is coming up on, it's not that far off from a year, but the original channel was started last July, July 2021. We had fun on here from July until November, and then we ran into some problems with YouTube. Exactly what, I don't know. but the channel was terminated because of violating policy regarding spam, scams, and commercially deceptive content. Which is funny because the whole purpose of the channel is to fact check and debunk and bring to light the AMC narrative as promoted by these grifters here on YouTube. I mean, all these videos are hyper bullish every day. Nothing is hyper bullish all the time, every day. So there needs to be something, one voice, I guess. Well, there's others. There are others now. Um, and there were others last year. We just hadn't come across each other, I suppose. But uh, anyway, the point of this channel is to take a look at this stuff from an evidence-based standpoint because we believe that that's pretty much how you have to do it. In other words, if you're looking at something in a way that doesn't reflect reality, you may spend money in error, essentially. You may spend money being under the impression that this is this, when in fact, this is not that. It might be something else, it might not be. Um, Something else might be that, but it might also be this thing over here. But what we can say for sure is this is not that, based on verifiable evidence. Um, and most of the time, all it takes is actually reading the articles that these clowns bring up, or looking at a whole article, or knowing what some underlying term means. So I'm working my way towards something here. But let's cruise over to my channel real quick here on YouTube. So let's see your channel. Let's open it up here in another tab. So that's cool. All these videos. Well, here's all the videos. Yeah, I use the same thumbnail image a lot. The same two or three a lot for live streams. Uh, and sometimes I do variations. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to do variations, and sometimes we get some fun ones like peak pump and dump, and oh, I don't know, gone grifter. Although he wasn't really gone then. Now he's gone. I should have saved gone grifter for later, but who knew? You know, I mean, I thought he was actually leaving. Finally did. This one's pretty clever. See, I'm just looking at my thumbnails, thinking, oh yeah, it's pretty clever. If it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. Said by Joseph Granville, inventor of the on balance volume indicator (OBV). It's pretty clever. Um, so we like that quote a lot here. And we got broke ape here, using some hopium. Oh yeah, apes love defamation. Cat Striker. Remember when she flew the banners? Whatever. Free money. Who is that guy? I forget his name now, but this guy, that grifter. How the fuck is it possible for someone to be so clueless? Short on logic. Short the VIX. Yeah, it's another one that's disappeared. He's disappeared. I mean, as far as AMC goes, I'm gonna have to look, but truth is like poetry, and most people fucking hate poetry. True, true. I always like poetry. Red box. We're getting there. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere here. Um, and deep fried thumbnail image there. Earnings 4 days later. It's funny how a lot of these streams end up being like right at 3 hours. Abuser of intellect. Just kind of looking. This is a trip down memory lane, man. Am I the only one around here who understands correlation does not imply causation with Walter's subject? It's what I feel like sometimes, you know? Has the whole world gone crazy? The fuck, you know? Hope is the most dangerous thing you can give someone, said by author Kara Thomas. Good quote. Watching garbage videos while eating chicken nuggets. They're better way to 1348. That's a popular video. Where is it? I'm looking for. I think it's back further. Free beer, topless bartenders, and false advertising. Plots lost. Short volume busted. Here it is. Here it is. So this is from 8 months ago. So that's like what, February, I guess? Yeah. 8 months ago. Um, and it's by the way, yeah, I like this one. We got an inconvenient truth. Nobody wants to see it. And then at AMC, we've got a reassuring lie. So that's cool. Um, Calming Sunday message, but from Ape Andy. Right. That's when he said, I have to sell for personal reasons. So anyway, short volume busted. Let's take a look at this video. So let it's not often that we watch our own videos on stream, but it does happen. It's happening now. So, and I'm just curious, what the hell was I doing 8 months ago, February 4th? What was I? And you know what? This guy, this guy deserves 1080. I'm just gonna say he deserves 1080. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Lynn. I realized I needed to do something else just to, because it's a great image, but I just wanted it to be, I needed to give it some make it a little bit more, make it relevant to this context here tonight, right? So I'm glad you approve. That makes me feel a lot better. I'm at ease now. So thank you. Um, so I said I've been waiting for a good opportunity to discuss short volume, and Matthew Perry just helped me out. Thanks, bro. Short volume doesn't mean what you think it does. Yet all the AMC influencers regularly misrepresent it. Check out the resources from FINRA and Squeeze Metrics that clarify short volume's role in the market. You might be surprised. So I've got all the links here, all the links there. Have I commented about your own videos? Like watched them and gone through them like this, like we do with the grifters, or actually comment on the thing? Um, Sometimes, but you know, here's this. This is great. I mean, excellent research. Well, thanks, Manuel. Appreciate that. 8 months ago, like some influencers may have misrepresented this, but you have also misrepresented some apes. This has long been explained, and the problem many have with it is market structure and the bid-ask spread, payment for order flows, how the selling short of market makers to create proper most apes think short. Okay, I don't want to get too much into that without us going over the video, but no, I haven't really, commented on any of my videos. I think maybe once or twice, but uh, it's been a while. It's been a while, so we might as well do it. And to be honest, I haven't thought about short volume in a while. So at this time, I did all the research, and I had it all probably in the front of my head. Um, which I don't necessarily have now, but I mean, I probably could rattle it off. But anyway, it's just more fun. Hi, Antoinette. How you doing? Did you buy some McDonald's today? Not McDonald's food, the dividend stock. Like now, exactly. Bingo, bingo. Wait, I thought you were going to Je suis AMC Virtual World to watch a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie. Manny, what are you doing? Are you on? Are you trying to be like Model 3 dude? Me on the phone during the event? Anyway. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to probably adjust the volume level here because I don't know what the hell I was doing with my audio back then. I don't even remember what microphone I was using. I had a different headset then, but anyway, there we
Okay, I
go.
want to look at this Matthew Perry video real quick here. Now, I watched the first 4 minutes of it or so, and it's all the same typical stuff, right? It's he believes in AMC, he's still holding his shares, blah 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 blah. Look
What a
at the
fool.
chart, blah
He
blah blah
still
blah
believes in
blah. Look at
AMC.
ortex, blah blah blah. And then he goes into this little spiel. So, I want to listen to this here because I've been looking for an opportunity to talk about this particular topic. And as luck would have it, Matthew Perry has given me the perfect opportunity to do so.
So if we look at the chart exchange data, again, we pretty much are picking up exactly where we left off. 64%, almost 65.
So just I just realized this is a recorded video. This was not a stream. This was an actual recorded video.
I watched
And
the first four
I
minutes of it or
realized that
so,
because of this
and
transition
it's all
here.
the same typical stuff, right? It's he believes in AMC,
I didn't
he's
expect
still
that. I
holding
don't
his
remember doing
shares,
that.
blah 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 blah. Look at the chart, blah 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 blah. Look at ortex, blah blah blah. And then he goes into this little spiel. So I want to listen to this here because I've been looking for an opportunity to talk about this particular topic. And as luck would have it,
So if we
Right.
look at
Matthew
Oh,
Perry
right
has
there.
given me the perfect opportunity to do so.
the chart
Yeah.
exchange data,
Nice.
again, we pretty much are picking up exactly where we left off. 64%, almost 65, 64.9% short today. Well, not today, but yesterday, right? Total, if you're looking at average for the last 30 days, average for the last 30 days is 59.42%. They are shorting
Sounds
this
terrible, doesn't it?
on average 60%. This is what's crazy. This is what doesn't line up and why
Of
it's
course it
such a
doesn't.
strong position, no matter if the whole entire market is falling or just AMC is falling.
So that's not true. I'm going to let him continue for a little bit, see where this goes, because I haven't watched it beyond this. And then finally, we're going to go back and talk about short volume and why he's wrong.
It's ridiculous to see how much they're shorting this thing. And, we're sitting here just like, does anybody else see this? Do you see this? Because I see it, and it's ridiculous, right? So looking at that just makes me think that this is going to continue to be, yes, it could continue to drop down, but it's just going to continue to get stronger and stronger as they continue to drop it down. So Ortex data and chart exchange data shows me something positive for us, at least.
Okay, so let's come over to this document here. This is on FINRA. Okay, this is Information Notice 51019 from May 10th, 2019, and it is Understanding Short Sale Volume Data on FINRA's website. And that's where Chart Exchange gets their data from FINRA and from the exchanges. So that's what this is talking about. This notice provides information to assist market participants in understanding the short sale volume data published on FINRA's website. FINRA is aware that some market participants, including investors, may occasionally perceive the percentage of short sale volume to be unusually high or inconsistent with the reported short interest data. This perception may cause market participants to draw inaccurate conclusions about the level or nature of short selling activity in the relevant security.
That sounds about right, right? We've got a perception um, that has caused market participants to draw inaccurate conclusions about the level or nature of short selling activity in the relevant security. That seems like spot on. I really like that sentence. Anyway, continuing.
FINRA is issuing this notice to further explain the published short sale volume data and provide several key points for market participants to consider when evaluating the data. In other words, they're putting out this notice because people are misinterpreting short sale volume to mean something other than what it means. So the background: on September 30th, 2009, FINRA began publishing the monthly short sale transaction file, which includes transaction time.
Yeah, we got that. It doesn't
Began
matter.
publishing
Who
sale
cares?
volume
That's
exchange
irrelevant.
listed collectively refers that are reported to its equity trade short
Okay,
sale
here we go.
files. FINRA derives the short sale files from transactions that are reported to its equity trade reporting facilities. FINRA publishes separate short sale files on its website for each trade reporting facility. The exchanges publish their short sale volume data in the same format relating to trades executed on their markets. FINRA announced the publication of
Okay, that's all. That's pretty
was to
dry.
publish
Irrelevant right
market
now.
participants. 1. Does not include any trades that are not publicly disseminated. So those are the three key points.
Okay,
With
well, I guess we
exchange
should.
data. And 3,
All right, we'll get the
via the
three key
consolidated
points.
tape. FINRA believes the following 3 key points about the short sale volume data may help market participants better understand and draw informed conclusions about the data. As discussed below, the data: 1. Does not include any trades that are not publicly disseminated. 2. Is not consolidated with exchange data. And 3. Does not and is not intended to equate to short interest position information. Okay, so those are the 3 key points. And we're going to go through these.
And number 3 really is the one that's relevant here. So short volume does not equate to short interest position information. There's two separate things. Two separate things, okay? And it's going to make more sense here as we go.
One by one. First, as noted above, the data in the short sale files only includes trades that are publicly disseminated and excludes trades that are not publicly disseminated.
Okay, publicly disseminated means disclosed to the public. They show up on the time and sales. They're sometimes they call them media trades, but anyway, not all trading activity is reported, is viewable. However, it'll make sense as we go.
As a result, some offsetting buying activity related to the reported short selling would not be reflected in the daily file and may result in the appearance of a higher concentration of short sale to total volume. A common example is where a firm is facilitating a customer order to sell long.
Okay, this is what Citadel and the market making firms do. This is what they do. So a firm, Citadel or Virtu, whoever, they're facilitating a customer order to sell long, okay?
The firm may elect to first sell an equivalent number of shares from its own trading account to another firm and then purchase the shares from the customer at the same price to fill the outstanding long sale order.
Okay? The firm may elect to first sell an equivalent number of shares from its own trading account to another firm and then purchase the shares from the customer at the same price to fill the outstanding long sale order. So you want to sell your shares. You tell your broker, hey, sell these shares. They send it to a market maker who they go ahead and sell them, right? Their themselves out of their own account to another person in the market, and then they turn around and they buy them from you because you're trying to sell them. So you didn't sell them to whoever it was. Citadel sold them to somebody. They sold shares to somebody. Turns out that is a short sale because Citadel doesn't have the shares from you yet. So they're selling some shares. They're selling your shares that they don't actually physically have. How do they acquire them? They buy them from you. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. I probably explained through it here.
Trading in this manner reduces risk for the firm by enabling it to manage its inventory and lock in a price for the customer execution. Although this trading model involves 2 separate trades, one between the 2 firms and one between the firm and its customer, the 2 offsetting trades are executed at the same price to fill a single customer order.
Okay, so remember, there are 2 trades involved. One is between the 2 firms, so Citadel sells them to somebody. on your behalf. And then the second one is between the firm and its customer, right? So Citadel and you. And they're executed at the same price, the same price. So that's important. Short selling, like Melvin Capital, uh, short squeeze, Moass, that kind of short selling, positional short selling. So establishing a position, you would never cover the shares at the same price. It would never happen. You want to cover them at a lower price so you can keep the difference. This is happening like in rapid succession. They're short selling it and then covering it immediately at the same price. So they don't make money on that position. They just they just do it that way because it's easier. Okay.
Thus, FINRA rules provide for the public dissemination of only one of the trades, the trade between the two firms, so as not to overstate the reported volume.
Okay. So we can understand why they would do this. Since there's two trades that happened as a result of your order to sell shares that you already have, you're holding them long, you want to sell them, not short sell, not short sell. You've been holding the shares, the price went up, you want to sell and take your profit. That's what this means. Um, since there are two trades that are actually involved behind the scenes, they can't report both of them because if they did, that would it would be a double report. It would say, "Hey, we sold 100 shares," and then yeah, then we also bought or sold 100 shares. Like volume is just share number of shares, so could be bought, could be sold. You only moved around 100 shares. It should double reporting it would be disingenuous. It would be misleading because there's no way to differentiate that in the volume. So it would be 200 shares, which technically is true, but one of those 100 sets of 100 shares was Citadel just getting them from you, buying them from you. Another 100 was them selling them to somebody else. It's not one transaction, but it kind of feels like one transaction. And effectively for the market, in terms of volume, it's one transaction. So it only counts one time. Okay.
If the firm facilitating the customer long sale order has either no position or a short position in the security in its
Here it
trading
is.
account, the trade with the other firm is reported as short and included in the short sale volume calculations in the daily file. The volume associated with the firm's purchase from its customer, however, is not reflected in the daily file. Thus, the firm's short sale is included in the short sale volume calculations without any indication that is associated with an offsetting purchase to facilitate a customer long sale. The second point.
Okay. So that's what we just talked about. So if the firm facilitating the customer long sale order has either no position or a short position in the security in its trading account. So if they don't have any shares of AMC or whatever, uh, they're going to sell them anyway because you said to sell at this price. They're trying to execute it at that price, so they need to go ahead and do it. They don't have them yet, so it just goes in as a short sale. They turn around and cover it. They buy it from you to cover it. Um, so that sale, first sale, is reported as short volume. That counts as short volume. So all of this basically is coming down to this point right here. This is what short volume is. This is what short volume is. It is these market making trades that these firms do, and that's the way that the structure is set up. It is convoluted. It is confusing. I think that most retail investors do not realize the complexity of the short volume thing, and they think that it's literally shorted shares in terms of, hedge funds or whoever establishing a short position. And technically that is part of short volume, but we know the short interest is reported twice a month. Like on AMC, for example, it's like around, I don't know, 100 million shares. Let's just say it's 100 million shares. Okay, 100 million shares. Uh, if you go look at the short volume on any given day, especially this was especially true last year when we had volume in AMC that was regularly over 100 million shares. You would see short volume data that was really high. It'd be 50, 60%, and the price would be going up or down, but mostly, if in this case, it'd be going up. So what it comes down to, and I'm not going to watch the rest of this video because, it's wordy and it's long and whatever else. But um, here you go. This is the other document here. Short is long. Okay, this is another way of putting it. Short is long. Um, and they go through here.
Metrics and
Maybe I
not
should.
own. Traditionally, short sales are associated with speculation, traders betting that a stock will go down. But according to the SEC, trades marked with the seller short comprise about 49% of equity share volume. In other words, about half of all selling volume in the market is short selling. Unless we actually believe that half of market volume is speculative short selling, this demands an explanation. To understand, you need to know how market makers do business. Traditionally, market makers make their money by quoting a spread. This means placing a bid at, say, $19.95 and an offer or ask at $20. Since the market makers have no position in the stock, the offer at $20 is necessarily entered as a short sale. They don't own it, so they can't actually sell it. And the footnote here says this is why market makers are exempt from short selling restrictions. We've explained that here before, but here it is in black and white. Now imagine the common scenario where one investor sells to the market maker at $19.95 and another buys from the market maker at $20. Knowing that market makers place short sales at the offer, we know that only one of these trades will be reported as short, the one where investor is buying the stock at $20. So over here, we talked about a customer long sell. Now we're talking about the investor is buying. Okay, so the market maker is selling.
So this is the opposite
sale is reported as
type
short.
trade.
However, it ultimately ends up as a long position for the investor. Okay, so this means that whenever a market maker fills an investor's buy order, the market maker is facilitating the trade by shorting shares.
That's a very succinct way to put it. Whenever a market maker fills an investor's buy order, the market maker is facilitating the trade by shorting shares. And so this is why short is long. This is why short is long. Continuing.
Thus, short volume is actually representative of investor buying volume, and non-short volume is representative of investor selling volume.
This is one of those paradoxical, inverse, opposite, upside down aspects of the market, of which there are more than one, where something is like literally the opposite, or the opposite happens, or the good is bad kind of thing. Good news is bad for the market. That type of concept. So short volume is representative of investor buying volume. Non-short volume is representative of investor selling volume. And it's no coincidence that short volume is predictably half of total volume. Short sales represent the buying half of the market, and long non-short sales represent the selling half. Okay. So for example, if you see a stock that has 60, 70% short volume and the price goes up on those days when you have 60, 70% short volume, that makes total sense, right? Because that's actually buying. It's actually buying by retail investors. So, do I get back to the video here? Yeah, I do actually. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it out. I haven't looked at the chat at all, but Model 3 dude. Hello. Hello, sir. Was wondering when you'd stagger in here. Ape said GTII has no more shares for sale. Yeah, see that concept, no more shares for sale. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Like, and we were talking about this earlier somewhere. Um, uh, like the idea, like the apes, yeah, like the apes. They think it's like when, remember when there was a toilet paper shortage in 2020? Uh, there was no more toilet paper to sell. No more toilet paper to sell. And that makes sense. You can only, hopefully, use toilet paper once. It's a tangible good that, you have to have it in order to use it physically. You can't really, there are no futures for toilet paper futures. And there's lumber and there's probably some kind of paper, maybe, but toilet paper, I'm not aware of any futures contracts for, which would be, sort of a conceptual ownership. You wouldn't have to literally own take physical delivery of the barrels of oil, for example. You could just trade them in the market. Okay, so that's the difference. You could take delivery of those barrels of oil, but you don't have to. So, for all intents and purposes, you never had oil. You own a contract that gave you the right to purchase barrels of oil, but you didn't actually have the barrels of oil in your possession. And that's exact. I mean, it's the same thing for stocks. You're buying an interest in shares of a company. You never take physical delivery of those shares. In fact, you don't actually own the shares if you buy them. If you buy shares, you get a contractual conference of ownership rights and this is true. This is no bullshit. I'm not making this up. This is how it is in our market. There's one firm that owns all the shares. They confer ownership rights and privileges to retail investors who buy. Um, Read, it's more than some short volume. Okay, it's more than some short volume. It's most. It's most because we know the short volume, the short interest is reported. Like I said, if you have 100 million share, let's just look. Let's just look. I don't even know if it's gonna. I don't even know if it's on here for this. No, it's not. We'll go on something that we know is dumb. Uh, so, and then let me. It's so nice having a modern computer, I have to say. Um, and then I guess we need like an ortex host, which, oh, there's one right here, and this is the exchange reported. So this is not estimated or anything, not based on anything other than the data. And so this is the actual amount. I can't stress that enough. It's not self-reported in any way. It is the actual official short interest data. The only problem is it's out of date. I mean, as of the 14th. But I mean, look, 14th, 104, you know, so it's every 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago it was 98. Before that it was 100. Before that it was 102. This is no there's no difference between 102, 100, 98, 104, 89 even, 95. I'd say 113. It's all the same. It is around 20%. There's no material difference between 89 million and 113 million shares short. There's no difference. So this being 2 weeks out of date is does not matter. It does not matter at all. there is no difference in the way that anybody would trade this based on 89 or 113, legitimately, which is kind of funny to say. But anyway, um, there's no difference at all here on any of these. These are all, for all intents and purposes, materially the same. So we just say 100 million. And then let's go back to the short volume. Okay, so let's see, total short volume reported. Okay, here it is. Okay, so it's about 11, 7, 8. We could just we could probably average that at 10. Or, you've got some more you got some days down here, 25, 25, 25, 50, so yeah, I mean, say like 5 or 6 days. You could pick 5 or 6 days here and easily get to 100 million. This is the total number of shares short, like speculative shorting, like total aggregate right now. So if 5 or 6 days of short volume add up to that, then one of two things it must be true. Number one, this share short number here is way low, because if you add up all these, you're going to get an astronomical number. In fact, you'll get a number that is probably, pretty much impossible to get to actually have. It would be way more than 20% short interest. Way, way, way more. Now you'd have some people covering, so you'd have some going away, but I mean, nonetheless, this is short volume. So either this number is way low, or most of this is actually retail buying. And it turns out that this is the actual data, the short interest here. There's no disputing this. This comes from the exchange. Like, the brokers mark the shares as being short sales, and they're not covered. That's how you know the difference, essentially. Like, the market maker marks them short too, but they also buy the same amount immediately at the same price. So this is everything else, if that makes sense. This is everything else. Shares that were sold short that were not covered immediately at the same price, that is your short interest. And that may have taken, you know, it's, who knows, but let's just say, since the beginning of the year, to accumulate this 20. And some days, some reports that came through here, it went up a little bit, some it went down a little bit, because you had some people covering, some people shorting, every day, and then at the end of the 2 week period, you end up with this number, 20.25%. And that's the new short interest position. But they, it doesn't. This does not include the short volume that's market maker, based on market makers. So because and we also know this. We also know this. In fact, we can look at it on here. So we also know, if we go to exchange volume, we also know that about 50%, and I don't know, that idiot on Reddit adds one of these other exchanges to it to get like 70% every day. And it's like, no, the one that's marked the one that's marked off exchange, why are you adding other numbers to it? Okay. Um, so off exchange was like 50%. We can look at the history of it here. So off exchange was 11 million. This is today. I'm going to duplicate this one. Now, if we go back to short interest, or I'm sorry, short volume, total short volume reported 11,125,083. AMC exchange by volume, off exchange 11,099. 262. Pretty damn close to the same. Pretty damn close to the same. What's the difference? What? 26. Let's call it 20, 25,000. 25,000. That could be short selling. That could be short selling, like speculative short selling. But you see what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. So this short volume here, and remember why the reason I brought up the off exchange is because it's the off exchange market makers, Citadel, Virtu, Susquehanna, etc. Two Sigma, all those guys. They're the ones that do the market maker shorting. Okay, and and by the way, that is naked shorting. It absolutely is, and it's permitted because they're not going to borrow the shares from you. They're not going to borrow them. They're just going to go ahead and buy them to cover what they already sold. So it doesn't really logistically make sense for them to be borrowed when they're going to be taking them off your hands anyway. So that's the naked short selling that applies to the market makers. It's not speculative short selling. I can't be any I can't stress that enough that it's not positional speculative short selling. And see, this is why this is complicated. Okay, this is complicated, right? I mean, I would say this is kind of heavy. This is why the apes never learned this because it took me 15 minutes to just read those documents and sort of explain it, and I think I did an okay job, but I mean, it wasn't great. But I mean, and look, 2 downvotes. By the way, yeah, return YouTube dislike Chrome extension. You can see the dislikes. Um, why would anybody downvote this? This is the truth. This is the reality of the situation. Why would it be downvoted? I don't know. I don't care. It's just that's why the apes never understood this because they never took the time to learn it. I don't think many, or if I don't think any of the AMC YouTubers knew this and actually put out quality information about it. It's complicated. It's tedious, to really understand it. And there's also a factor of, oh yeah, right, of course, yeah, 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 that's what they say, blah, 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 the conspiracy mindset, which I have no time for. So this is what the data shows. This is what it is. I mean that I have no choice but to believe it. It makes sense to me. Um, but anyway, that's but it is naked shorting. Technically, it's naked short selling, but it's so what? So what? But the off exchange and the off exchange number being very very close to the short volume number, that really that that shows what I'm talking about. And we know that most retail orders are executed off exchange, not because it's nefarious, not because it's somehow a scam. It's because retail investors utilize brokers that that you accept payment for order flow. So that they're going to go off exchange when you buy or sell on Webull, for example. So why would you do it if you have a problem with it? You're perpetuating it. I mean, not anyone here. The apes in general, they bitch about off exchange, dark pool, yada yada yada. Yet they keep using the brokers that they know do that. It makes no sense if you actually care about it. Oh, but it's too hard. Oh, but Citadel doesn't let me buy my shitty OTC stocks. Da, 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 da. Whatever. But at the end of the day, if you want this, where is it? If you want this off exchange percentage to be lower, don't fucking use a broker that does it that way. because that's the way it's done. Off exchange 49%, short volume 61%. So, you know, a good chunk of that short volume was off exchange retail orders, most of which were buys. Because why do I know that? What retail investors are short selling AMC off exchange? I don't know. I mean, there might be, there could be institutions doing that. There probably are. Not the same off exchange dark pool, whatever. But at the end of the day, off exchange just mean or dark pool just means not on one of these other exchanges. So like Goldman Sachs has a dark pool, UBS has a dark pool, Citigroup has a dark pool, Citadel, all these institutions, they have their own venue of trading. Basically, it's a warehouse where they have some stock. They have and then it's a it's a warehouse with a sales counter on the side of it, and you can, they have some stock in stock already, or if they don't, you can go up to the counter and over the counter you can buy something from them and they'll sell it to you, or they'll take something off your hands. Sometimes they don't have enough in the back in stock, but at the end of the day, also there's this aspect too. You don't know where that, in other words, if I buy stock and you sell stock at exactly the same time, we don't know. You can't say that I'm getting your stock or vice versa. The DCCC does all that. They're the ones who actually say they're the ones who actually make the transfers happen behind the scenes. Citadel would just say, "Hey, this person, this brokerage bought this many, that brokerage sold this many, whatever," and then the DTC handles the settlement aspect of it, which is where, by the way, FTDs occur. It wouldn't happen then. It would happen later. Anyway, um, okay. But anyway, getting back to what Model 3 Dude is talking about now, um, shares being out of stock, let's say, out of stock worldwide. This is highly unlikely, highly unlikely. Um, and what signals, really, what signals a stock being out of stock, so to speak, or another way to put that, right? Let's think like, let's think in terms of economics. What is another way to express that something is out of stock? We could, well, you could say it one of two ways. It's a hint. You could say that there's extremely high demand for that stock, or you could say that there is a very low supply for that item. So the manufacturer cannot make enough quickly enough because they are unable to get lithium to make the batteries or whatever. I'm just making it up. So that's a supply constraint. Or, uh, whatever the item is toilet paper. For some reason, when we had a pandemic, um, everybody was like, "Shit, I need toilet paper now," and so that's a demand thing. And so, what does that do? I mean, you have people hear about this all the time. You heard about it with that. You heard about it with hand sanitizer. You heard about with all these things. People jack up the price. So that's what I was getting at. What's an indicator that something that there is scarcity of something? You know, it is going to be price. But what the fuck with the price? AMC is not high. The price isn't high. GTII price is not high. And so we can only come to the conclusion that it's an illusion, that there is no demand, which is you know, that's the logical conclusion here. And and there, fortunately, there are other ways to confirm this as well. You know, and maybe we can at least get the volume data. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, 1 million, 1.8 million, 2 million, 2.6, 5.3. Oh my gosh. So, these are low volumes. I don't know what the float is. It doesn't really matter though. 100, 200, 200 million, 200 million. So, 200 million shares, you know, what, 1 to 2%, 5%, something like that. Oh wow, 8. Oh my gosh. A small percentage of the shares in terms of number of shares are trading on a daily basis. And it was even less back here. And you know what's weird? I mean, it's not really weird, but it's interesting, let's say. Come down here, or where was it? Went too far. Here we go. This was August, August 3rd, 2022. Um, I'm sorry, August 4th, August 4th, 2022. The opening price was 44 cents. It hit a high of 64 cents. Um, and it ended up closing at 54 cents, which is a 26% change. The volume was only 118,000. Here's 818, opened at 77 cents, hit a high of $1.14 and closed at $1.06 for a 41% gain, 323,000 on the volume. So it's not only the volume, obviously. And this is a good point. I'm glad that we got to this because look, we can look at the highest volume day, which is, I believe, this 8.7 million here. So this one opened at 206 and closed at 249 for a 41% increase. But I mean, we're only talking about 30 something cents, 40 something cents, 43 cents, 8.7 million on the volume, right? So what gives? Let's see. I'm just going to catch up to the chat here because I know I skipped some messages here. No futures for toilet paper. A lot of the apes are quiet now. They lost all their money on AMC. Thanks for dispelling the misconception about short volume. I think that is definitely where a lot of the apes make the leap to conclude phantom shares due to short interest, less than the sum of daily short volume. Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it. Yeah. I mean, also, there is the aspect of short selling. Well, I don't want to get into that yet. Uh, maybe I should, but anyway, we'll finish what we're talking about here with this, and then I'll jump back to that. I'll circle back to it. How can there be no GTII shares when there were 500 million to buy? Yeah, Lou is really doing a job on these poor bastards. Yeah, he is. Lynn's here saying hi to people. Reed says turnover, and that very well could be part of it. So it's not so much the quantity as the aggressiveness. And what I mean by that is how are you sending your order in? Are you using a limit order or a market order? And I think most people understand the difference, but maybe have not thought about it this way. Limit orders are considered passive orders. So you put in a price that you want to buy or sell at, and it's just sitting there until there's someone that on the other side of the market that your order can be matched with. Somebody who wants to sell at the price you're willing to buy, or vice versa, right? So uh, limit orders are passive. They are less aggressive, we could say. However, a market order being you're not putting a price in, you're saying, okay, I want to sell or buy this number of shares right now. I need it now. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much I'm going to get paid for the shares. I don't care how much I have to pay for the shares. If I'm buying, I just need them now. That is an aggressive order. That's an active order, a non passive order. Those orders, the aggressive orders, those are the orders that move the market because you have a certain number of shares available to buy at the current price, at the current market price. You have, I don't, it's not going to tell us this here, of course, but you have a bid and an ask, and you have a bid size and an ask size, right? So those sizes tell you how many shares investors or market participants have put up to either buy or sell at those prices. When the number of shares that are requested to buy exceeds the number of shares that are available to buy at the current market price, market orders move the price up and start selling or buying from that line, that price. A limit order is just going to sit there until price gets there. But a market order is if you have 5,000 shares, you're going to buy 5,000 shares, and there's only 500 shares available at the current market price. You're going to pay the current market price for 500 shares, and then the next line is going to jump up. And maybe it would help if I brought up a level 2 order book image so we could see this. Oh my God, really? Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm using this weird search. I don't know why, but anyway, this doesn't matter. Like this, it's all the same. I mean, it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as it's viewable. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so these prices. Well, this is not a great example because these are all the same price. See, let me find a better example. Same damn thing? I just want one with multiple prices in it. God damn. The hell? Why is it so hard to find? How about this? Oh my God. These are all so small. The fuck? Maybe this one. Oh my God. This is absurd. All right, well, we can look at a crypto exchange. Ah, what the hell? Large. Yeah, yeah. Show it to me large, bitch. Okay. Oh my God, what the fuck? All right, well, anyway, no, but that's got all the same fucking shit. Swear to God. Okay. My God, this is so dumb. I mean, this is this is why I have gray hair because everything sucks. Oh my God. Well, anyway, fuck it. I guess I'll go back to that shitty one that's got all the same prices. Jesus. Oh my fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Where I don't even know where it is now. Fuck. Okay. Well, hopefully this is making sense and it's helpful to people. But we're just talking about why volume itself, strictly speaking, does not necessarily tell you any much about what's going on. Because especially when retail investors start stepping in, because they think they're smart and they use limit orders, which okay, but the market is moved. I mean, of course, when the price gets to the price of your limit order, it's going to be executed, and those shares are going to be unavailable, and that may move the price up or down. So it's not that it doesn't move it; it's just that it's passive. It's waiting until it gets there. You might put in an order, and it might never get executed. Okay, so this is an example. So on the right is the offers or the ask price or the offers. So people are offering shares available to buy at these prices, right? And on the left is the bid price. That's the price, the bid side. That is where you are going to sell your shares. These are buyers that are willing to. They're bidding these prices in order to buy your shares. So this is what you could sell them at. This is important to know. The bid ask spread, what these mean. And then we have this number here in the middle, here and here. So 100, 71, 90, 48, 100, 100. This is the bid size and the ask size. So this is the ask size and this is the bid size. What this is telling us is how many shares are available for someone to buy, or in other words, how many shares is somebody willing to sell at 46.45? How many shares is somebody willing to sell us at 46.46? And there can be multiple lines for the same uh, price because it looks like well, yeah, I mean, there could be multiple lines for the same price if there's a lot. Um, or depending on, okay, this is one participant, this is another participant. It depends on how it's set up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. These are all the same. These are prioritized. So whoever put in this 100, the top one here, uh, they put it in first. And you can see that they are in chronological order. So 946, then somebody came in at 947. These people came in at 947 in this order. And then somebody came in at 948 at 46.47. They're all at 46.47. So the person that put it in first, their shares are going to be sold first. So it's prioritized, and the order book is prioritized. But so these prices go up because people are trying to sell their shares and they want to get more for their shares. You know, when you're a seller, you want higher prices. Higher prices are good, right? So these prices go up. If I come in and say, all right, I want to buy 200 shares, market order right now, boom. Well, I'm going to get 100 at 46.45. Once that line is gone, it's going to jump down, and this might be times 10. I'm not sure I don't know, share pad, whatever. Sometimes it's the actual number, sometimes it's in tenths, or sometimes it's in hundreds. But anyway, let's just take it at face value. 100 shares gone at 46.45. The next one, I'm still owed, 129 shares. So uh, I'm going to get 71 at 46.46, and I'm going to get the remaining few from the next line of 46.46. And you'll see that number 90 go down to 84 or whatever it is. How many are left at that price from that trader once I've executed it? So what I did, I moved the price up by $1 by buying 200 shares. But if you were to put in a limit order for 46.47 for 200 shares, the same number. Well, let's be crazy. 205 shares should move the price more, right? Because it's 205 shares. 200 shares move the price by $1. 205 shares should at least move the price by $1, right? No. 200 shares at 46.47 will not move the price at all. It might move it closer, but it will not move it because there are more shares available at that price to buy. Therefore, price will not move. And it's the exact same slash opposite on the bid side. These prices go down. Why do they go down? Because when you are buying shares, when you're a buyer, you want to get the best meaning lowest price that you can, the lowest price you can. So these numbers go down. At the top is always the current market price. So we've talked about that a little bit before. I think it's extremely important. Okay. Um, Lou just dropped a video explaining the GTII share, no shares narrative. Well, let's look it up. Oh, we don't have to. We got the keeper of the song, the song dude, Model 3 dude. How long was that cruise you were on, Model 3 dude? Was that like a week or 2 weeks or what? Never mind. I see has to fulfill the full quantity at the best bidder or best offer to move the price. Bingo. And then what happens? What happens then? The next price slide that 46.45 gets deleted out of there. That line disappears, and 46.46 becomes the new ask price or the new offer price. And that's it. That's how the market moves. So because market orders chew through these lines no matter what the price is in order to fulfill the orders, market orders are considered aggressive orders. Whereas, like I said, if you put an order to buy 500 shares at 46.48 on this chart, on this level 2 here, 46.48, you put in for 500 shares. It's not going to move. And 46.48, the price moves up to 46.48. That becomes the new best offer, and your shares get executed. Congratulations, you didn't move the price. Because look how many are available. There's 900 right there. There's over 1,000 shares available at 46.48. So 500, well, it's going to chew through 500. It's going to bring you closer, but it's not going to move the market. 500, down here is going to move it. It's going to move it a couple bucks. So a lot of people say, the price goes up when there are more buyers than sellers, and the price goes down when there's more sellers and buyers. That's not really true because for every trade, there has to be a buyer and a seller. So for every trade, there's a buyer and a seller. So there can't really ever be more buyers than sellers or more sellers than buyers. But the difference is the way that you can say it to be more correct is the price goes up when there are more aggressive buyers, and the price goes down when there are more aggressive sellers. More aggressive sellers. So why do you think short sellers, do you think short sellers are aggressive sellers or are they passive sellers? And the answer is they're aggressive sellers. Of course. Same on the flip side with short covering. It's not going to do much good to put in limit orders for short covering. You're going to buy at the market and you're going to see the price go up. And we see that every day. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Reed says it makes sense, so that's good. Hopefully it's helpful. I think these things are fascinating, and most people well, I don't want to say most people, but I think that's true. A lot of people don't understand, um, so they just say, uh, excuse me, like stuff like this. This is freaking ridiculous. There is no way the markets are not being manipulated. Shut them down if this isn't going to be correct soon. Listen to that. Shut them down. Shut down the markets if you don't make me rich soon. I mean, what a joke. Corruption everywhere. I am looking for exit points. However, bought slash buying ape today and hopefully AMC this week. You went on the AMC subreddit and said you're looking for exit points? Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Not much today. Bought at 213, average down 12 cents. I mean, great. Awesome. That's so helpful. Not much, but the price is ridiculously low in my opinion. So it should be good then. You should be happy, right? You'd be able to buy lower. What's the problem? So, I mean, the thing about market manipulation, I mean, it's such a broad term. But now that we know how the price moves, what does it take to move the price? It takes aggressive buyers, aggressive sellers. Well, if you want to be an aggressive buyer, what does it take? It takes money, plain and simple. And if you want to be an aggressive seller, what does it take? It takes money or collateral in order to borrow and sell shares short. So, um, the only way that the markets really to be manipulated like mechanically is simply by dumping a lot of shares or buying a lot of shares. And at that point, you're just talking about, okay, somebody out there has more money than I do, and they can buy more shares, or they can short more shares, or they have more shares and they can sell them. Is that really manipulation? I mean, maybe, but certainly not illegal. Joe Blow over there he's a billionaire. It's he's not allowed to buy and sell in the market just because they're a billionaire, just because they're an institution, just because X or Y or Z. So this is the problem I have with this manipulation arguments. It's like this is capitalism. It's capitalism, baby. If you have more, it takes money to make money. You have more money, you can make more money. What's the problem? Get more money. Quit bitching about it. Just get more money. Instead of buying bullshit stocks like this, either get a job, go to work, buy some real stocks, or I don't know what the or is. I don't know the or. Learn how to trade, raise some income. I don't know. Anyway, corruption and crime. Corruption and crime. Yes. Still buying, of course. Of course they're still buying. Lynn didn't understand most of the market until I found this channel. Wow. Wow. Manny's the man. Back with us. Hello, sir. Welcome. Got lucky. How bad back drops some truth in here. He's sitting there and then drops a bomb. How can the stream only have 4 likes and 10 viewers? I mean, yeah, your guess is as good as mine, brother. It's it is what it is, I guess. The amount of education here beats any grifter's content. People would rather be lied to because it sounds good than open their eyes to reality and learn. Can't can't argue with that, my friend. Can't argue with that. Antoinette gets it. She's obsessed with dividend stocks. Hey, it's better than being obsessed with meme stocks, right? If you have more money, you can lose more money if you listened to Lou. Yeah. So, I'm not really that knowledgeable. I'm just curious about things. And so I try to get to the bottom of what's going on and I try to understand the way things work, with everything pretty much, but, obviously with this, and I don't know everything, but I'm pretty confident, you know, in what I do understand, and I know what I don't know, which is a big plus. The apes don't know what they don't know, which is the worst position that you can put yourself in, not knowing that you are ignorant about something, thinking that you're knowledgeable. I at least know. I know my limits. I know my limits. Now, do I always stay in them? Not always, but at least I know them. And when I do venture outside, I can not be completely full of myself, not be, an asshole. If I know that hey, I'm on thin ice here. I don't know. I don't know crickets. You're right. I don't know crickets. Be Look for a new ETF coming probably in 2024 called Bugs with a Z, an ETF. You'll thank Lynn later. So let's see. I understood basics, but not Ivy Crush and options, etc. Yeah, Ivy Crush is a bitch. Options can be a bitch. IV, implied volatility, is one of the. I mean, I understand it conceptually what it is, but in practice, this shit's crazy. It's hard to conceive of. First thing I did was hit the like button, but yeah, sorry if I don't talk much. You don't have to talk. No, I'm just, thanks for being here. Always ask what, when, why, and how. And let's just throw in who. Who? Oh, well, we know the answer to that. Of course, they. We're talking about they here. Okay. My voice is starting to crap out, so let's watch some videos, shall we? See what do we got here? AMC Live with Al, Frank, and Kyle. Wow, my three favorite guys. Special guest, Froggy Style. Wow, special. I mean, I don't even know. Okay, I have some up here. We got Lou. We got Lou here. Here we go. Lou, tell us about no shares available.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? All right, listen, I'm fucking exhausted today. They zapped the fuck out of me today. I've never seen some fucking science fiction shit like what they did to me today. So I'll talk to you about that shit later.
Okay.
That being said,
Hope he's
all
okay.
the people that hear me say there's no shares and everybody's out there talking and rumbling and stuff like that, but I still bought shares today. I don't think people understand what I mean by that. So let me clarify this because
All right. I'm all ears.
people got to know what's the deal. Look, when you got dead volume in this play after everybody came in and bought yada yada yada, now you have a situation where TD and Fidelity are aggressively trying to get people to loan out their.
You got dumb people going to college? Is that the situation you got? I'm sorry. That, that video, I gotta find that video and watch it again. There's so many gems in that video. I forget what it's about. Oh my God. But you got dumb people going to college. You got the digital depression. Digital depression. Lou, don't leave us, Lou. Okay, sorry.
Yada yada yada. Now you have a situation where TD and Fidelity are aggressively trying to get people to loan out their shares. The thing about it is that right now the volume is dead. What's going back and forth, what obviously shares have been put out there is little, it's microscopic. Like it's laughable. Because every time they put shares out there, people buying them up. Especially, there's like, I'm saying one major whale, it could be two or three of them, but it looks like one major. It could be a group, for all we know. That being said, there's a difference between them having shares and selling it to you and them taking your order and saying, I got you, and then seeing if they can get lucky and find those shares. Remember, they got time to find those shares. Now, if the shit runs and they're on the hook, that's when they get fucked up. So it's pretty much the hottest stock right now in retail is GTI. Okay, it's the hottest stock right now. It's a fucking crazy world that's going.
I don't see how that could be true. The hottest stock right now with 1.8 million of volume 2 days ago. I don't know why we don't have I don't know why we only have Monday here. I mean, average 10-day volume 3.3 million. Hottest stock? I don't know. I don't know. 1.8 it says here. End of day. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull up TradingView, I guess. Well, that might not even be accurate. COTC is some bullshit. You never know what you're looking at because this is delayed. This is, I mean, I wonder if people know that at least if you're using TradingView for charts, you have to have the real-time OTC data package. Otherwise, it's 15-minute delayed, which that shit's useless. That shit is useless if you're trading. But anyway, I guess I want to be on daily. I don't know. This says 1.9, but I don't know. It says 1.8. I mean, today is the 26th, right? I mean, I don't 1024. Did I mean did they halt it or something? I mean, I don't know. We have data there, okay, and we got maybe it's just the same. 1.9, 1.95, 1.8. Okay, so it's about 1.8 every day, last 3 days. Anyway, hottest stock in retail. Okay.
Going on, but kind of interesting. There's some other little rumblings out there. I'll talk about them on a separate video, but I just want to talk about this. When I say no shares, but then you say, "Well, I just bought 100 shares," what you're not understanding. Yes.
Who said Tesla? Who said Tesla should be hotter? Nonsense. It's only 85 million shares today. But that's not all retail. I mean, but surely retail bought and sold more than 1.8 million, 1.9 million shares out of 85 million. So, yeah, hottest stock in retail? No. Maybe the hottest stock among the ape community besides AMC. But that's not saying much.
In order, someone fulfilled that order. But based on what we're seeing with the volume as far as shares going back and forth, that might just have been like, just take his fucking order. We'll see if we'll see if we can fulfill this thing. Because they want the money. They're brokers. Not for nothing. They're sharks. I would never sell you any synthetics. Didn't we go through that before? And then all of a sudden it was like ripped to 70 something.
I don't understand the obsession. The obsession and just, relentless harping on synthetics. Like the reality is you don't even own the shares. You don't even own shares. You own nothing. It's like I feel like I'm like the World Economic Forum here, the Great Reset. You will own nothing and you will like it. Joking. But I mean that's the reality. You don't own them, and here's the even more salient point here. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. This is bullshit. This approach is bullshit. Focusing on these aspects of trading of the market is bullshit. It's all bullshit. There are shares available. There's no scarcity, first of all. If there are large buyers and sellers, it's not that they won't sell. They will sell it if the price goes high enough. So somebody's holding shares that they will sell at all times, pretty much. The volume is low. The volume is low, not because there are no shares to buy. Like that makes no sense. It's because nobody wants to buy them. Okay, difference there. Nobody wants to buy them at those prices. So what are you going to do? Volume's low. Tesla 170s incoming. About Twitter, zeros incoming, right? Isn't he taking it private Friday? I don't know if he is or not. I mean, it's nice of the market to make Elon feel like he's not, overpaying for the stock, though. Isn't that really considerate of the market? Wow, what a shit show that all is. Let that sink in. Walks into the building with a fucking sink in his hands. He thinks he's cool. He thinks he's cool. Anyway, uh, shit coins. I'm sorry, altcoins. Wait till the apes discover them. Well, a lot of them got into Shiba. Remember, Adam Lewis said get into, I think, Ripple and or Shiba. Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is running. Tesla should absorb all the soon-to-be jobless Twitter employees. Well, he did say, well, Tesla's laying off people too. Um, Tesla's doing layoffs too. At least he was flip-flopping on it for a while back over the summer. I mean, I don't know. They got to get those. I can't remember if it's the semi or the Tesla Cybertruck. One of those two, he promised to be delivered in November, or I'm sorry, December of this year. So maybe he should hire people. But anyway, yeah, he said he met some really cool people at Twitter, but sucks that I have to fire them. It was a poor choice for the World Economic Forum slogan, what, the Great Reset during 2020. Yeah. He is taking it private. I think so. I know I read that. Rivian. So Rivian, I put a picture in Telegram chat the other day, whatever day that was. I actually saw a Rivian vehicle in the wild for the first time the other day. I honestly, I was so surprised I almost didn't snap a picture of it. I did snap a picture of it somewhere. I have it in here. I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So let's see. Save that. Save that. Open up that. I mean, not that anyway, not that it matters, but uh, I just want to because it's a pretty good looking car, pretty decent looking vehicle. Not bad. But yeah, Rivian. Never seen one. I did see a Rivian service center once, but um, I think I even said in the Telegram then, oh, I saw a Rivian service center like 2 or 3 minutes around the corner from my work, but still haven't ever seen one. Well, now I've seen one. Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. What the hell happened? 2022 happened. Interest rates went up. Oh, don't worry. Interest rates will be going down soon. If it's true and that stock is heavily shorted the way he thinks, then buying pressure is probably the short sellers covering little by little, just like they did AMC. Um, I don't even know if it's heavily shorted. I don't know. I mean, see, I don't think it matters though, because it is if AMC is a shit company, then GTII is like, I don't know, it's like the sewer pipe or something. It's like goes well beyond labels as far as how like really non-existent of a company it is. It is barely a shell company, 2 employees, basically no revenue. The compensation of the 2 employees out is higher. The compensation of 2 employees is a larger number than the total assets that the company owns. Think about that. Let that one sink in. Employee compensation of the 2 employees is greater than the sum of all the assets owned by the company. How is that even possible? How is that sustainable? That's not a company. It's a fucking scam, tax shelter, money laundering operation. Who knows? Who knows? But it's not legit. So I just say this I bring that up to say, if you were shorting it, how would you ever be feel like you were forced to cover it if you knew, and you would if you were shorting it, because you would look at the financials, which I did. You would know that this is a bullshit company, likely a scam, probably doesn't even have an office. The address, the office address is a restaurant. Like it's just one thing after another saying that this is not a legitimate company. So if you knew all those things and you had a short position in it, I mean, if they actually started doing legitimate business, then it might be different. That would be potentially a threat. But I mean, they have to start generating revenue like in excess of the compensation, which is already in excess of all the assets they own. So it's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. These people are going to get totally and royally fucked. That's all I can say. Lots of Rivians out by me in the wild. Um, I don't know. Are they expensive? I'm not actually sure. Rivian cost. Kelly Blue Book. So, think Twitter's short interest is low. I assumed that the man was talking about GTII, but kind of looks like a Honda Element. Seychelles. GTII is 2 guys in a garage, and it's not Jobs and Woz. I like that. I like that. By the way, I don't know, Model 3 dude may know this movie. Um, but if you're interested in the history of the personal computer and technology and Jobs, Wozniak, and Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and those guys, and that time period, the mid to late 70s into the 80s. Um, if that fascinates you, check out a movie called The Pirates of Silicon Valley, and it tells the story of I probably mentioned this before. I don't have that much. I don't have that many different things to say, so I start repeating. But you meant Model 3 dude mentioned Jobs and Woz, and so yeah, those are characters in it. It's a dramatization, but it tells the story of, yes. See, I had a feeling that you would know that one because it is. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. I've watched it many times. And it's cool. So yeah, let's see. Crazy white-haired old man rents a truck with a sign as promoting false information about GTII for purpose of creating more bag holders, but that type of market manipulation is okay because it benefits apes, right? Um, put a sign on your car for a price. I mean, you could do that. You could certainly do that. I mean, you can wrap your, well, don't do that. Don't do a wrap. They're mostly scams, like those type of wrap scams. Anyway, Pirates of Silicon Valley. That's a different one. That's a different one. That one's that one's different. Okay. Anyway, wow. Rivian Explorer R1T Explorer starts at 79.5. Damn. 79.5 with a larger battery pack that goes in excess of 400 miles. The R1T Explorer starts at 89.5. So an additional 10 grand for that upgraded max battery pack. Um, first, so they got the R1T all electric pickup truck. It's available 4 motors now and 2 motors in 2024. So I guess each wheel has a motor. And then they're going to be making one with, I guess, front motor and back motor. Um, so they've got the starting MSRP at 67.5. Quad motors, all-wheel drive. Of course, it's all-wheel drive. Each one has a motor. Larger battery pack starts at 79.5. The max is at 89.5. Okay, that's what we saw before. 2022 Rivian R1T Adventure with quad motors, all-wheel drive, of course, and a large battery pack starts at 85. When it's got the max, it's 95,000. Okay, 95,000. So we're close to 100, basically 100 grand. Let's see. On paved roads, it can go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Isn't that about what a Tesla can do? But also it's a truck, so that's cool. Suspension. Get adjustable suspension. You put it in soft mode. Okay. Anyway, looks like it's got a bunch of cool, like fancy, like you know, features. Okay. Anyway, 79.5 in a recession. That's a good point. That is a good point. Let's look at here. Let's look at here, shall we? Let's look at here. Where? There we go. So love it in TradingView. You can pull up the financial statements right here. It's fantastic. I don't know why more people don't use this. You can look annually, you can look quarterly. So, of course, we don't have year-over-year growth. They haven't been around that long publicly. Um, Net income. I mean, it's getting higher. It's getting higher. Earnings per share is, well, sort of getting higher. They got 900 million shares. Let's see. They got about $1 billion in long-term debt. And they got something here. Okay, anyway, no dividends. And we got earnings on November 9th. So yeah, I didn't see where in the hell is oh, okay, here we go. Let's see. Where's operating income? Where's operating margin? Well, anyway, whatever. Whatever. It's shitty. They don't want us to see it. Operating expenses going up, of course. Gross profit was down. Gross profit was the lowest it's ever been in the second quarter of this year. Gross profit was the lowest it's ever been in the second quarter of this year. Wow. Okay. I mean, earnings for the third quarter have just been so like, I don't know, not great. Like, especially when you really look into them. I mean, I'm not picking on Tesla. You know, I'm really not. I'm not picking on Tesla. Shit. It's just one I happen to, have in my head here that I know I can demonstrate. Although this isn't the actual statement, but this is, a standardized version of it. But anyway, like it's put into a table here. But if you look at the what they actually released, the slides or whatever, a little different looking. Um, oh, I don't understand. Well, where in the hell? A lot of things. Maybe I'm in the wrong section. I mean, where's operating margin? Anyway, whatever. There was something in Tesla earnings about forward-looking expectations, something like that. I forget. Anyway, or no, I think it was margin from car sales or something like automobile margin or something like that, and it was shockingly like down. Um, that's not the only example. Also Netflix. Netflix expectations of subscribers for next quarter, like it wasn't really that great this quarter. But and if you look over the last, whatever, few years, it's steadily been going down. The expectation for next quarter or next year or whatever that they were, projecting was even worse. So, yeah, the headlines, of course, the headlines are always, oh, they beat their revenue expectations. Who gives a motherfuck about revenue? Who gives a fuck about revenue? When they're talking about revenue, you know that there is some bullshit in that statement that you need to go find because they're hyping the revenue. I mean, okay, all right. I mean, I guess it's one of the key metrics, right? But still, revenue doesn't tell you shit, really. You have higher revenue, lower profit margin. That's not good, for example. Anyway, there are some surprises. There are some definite surprises buried in these earnings that are really interesting to look at. Uh, again, because the headlines, the propaganda, the media, the spin is all on, making it look good, spinning it as bullish, because Wall Street needs free money. They need money. They need free or low cost money. So, despite not having 3 quarters of declining inflation, which is what the Fed pretty much wants to see, we haven't even had one fucking report yet. Despite not having that, they're going to force their hand. They're going to force the Fed's hand by rallying the market. Of course, the irony is, Fed wants to see it go down. Fed wants to see inflation go down. If the market's rallying, is inflation likely to go down a lot? No. So then, not only are they not going to cut rates, which is a complete and fucking utter fantasy, because the targets have not even, it's not even, we're not anywhere close to that. And I love watching these fucking cucks, Wall Street fucking slime balls on it on CNBC, and you see them sometimes on Bloomberg. But Bloomberg is more responsible with their reporting about it for sure. For sure. But you see these grease balls on CNBC and Fox Business, these asset managers, these fucking slime balls. They're just total fucking lizards. They're fucking lizards. Uh Alien humanoid lizards, that is. Say that the consumer is strong. It's like, motherfucker, how do you fucking know? You have no clue what it's like in the real world. None. None. Oh, Americans have more money in the bank than they ever had. Oh, is that why is that why credit card debt is at an all-time high? Is that why? Because they just don't want to spend their money that's in the bank. They'd rather use their credit card. And by the way, yeah, they are paying it off every month. Are you kidding me? And prices are continuing basically to go up. I haven't seen any abatement, no relief in food prices. If anything, I've seen more things go up. 13 fucking $14 for a case of Coca-Cola. I mean, at least it was reflected in their earnings. Yeah, great. Awesome. Anyway, that's my rant about the market. All right. Da, 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 da. We have 15 in chat and 6 likes. That's 8 math. Please help the channel and hit like while it's live. So, agreed. Let's get the likes. You know you like it, even though you may not like what I'm saying about AMC, but I haven't said anything about AMC. I haven't said anything about AMC. It's not about AMC. It's about the truth or integrity or evidence. And hey, if the evidence says that this is not true, if the evidence says that Lou is spewing nonsense, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. Let's see here. Market rallying too high is just inflation of equities. Well, in the long run, I mean, yeah, inflation does tend to it gets, equity prices kind of absorb the inflation, but that's in a long-term situation, like over time. So right now, what we had over the last year, 2 years, is very acute, sharp inflation that is a direct result. And I'm gonna put this out there to correct to push back against nobody here, but you hear it on other channels, you hear people talking about it, you hear it on the media, you hear people talking about what causes inflation. It's the supply chains, oh, it's Putin, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. There's really one thing that causes inflation. There's one thing that causes inflation, and that is an increase in the monetary supply. Plain and simple. It's basic, basic, basic money supply. Yes, exactly. When you add money to a system, you will cause inflation. That's just, it's econ 101. It's econ 101. And when you add as much money as we added, and arguably, hey, we had to do something, but we didn't have to do this. And we've been doing it. We've been steadily increasing this thing, since 2008, 2009. But, and this is just the Federal Reserve economic data. It's, you're a nerd when you're like, oh yeah, let me go to Fred. Oh yeah, see here on Fred. Da, 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 da. If Fred is your friend, you're friends with Fred, you know you're a nerd. You know it. I know it. I know it at least. See, I told you, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. I know I'm a nerd. Know it. I know it. Um, I mean, we could look at M2. I mean, you're like, who cares? Well, so we're looking at trillions here, basically. So we were sitting about 15 trillion, uh, like before COVID, 15 trillion, which again had been increasing for, quite some time, but not at the high slope that it did more recently. This is it's probably still whatever, but anyway, yeah. So here, COVID hits, and we the shaded regions, by the way, are what they consider to be recessions, which is like, okay, well, where's the shading now? But anyway, so there's 2 trillion already added, and it kept going. And here's 2021. Here's 2021. Here's the AMC squeeze. It was right in here, right in this area. Look, they even printed more money for the apes in case they won. They didn't, so they took it out. They did. I mean, you can't, like, the graph doesn't lie. There they printed it. Here it was added. Here it was removed. But then they added it back, and then they kept adding it because the hedgies started winning then. So that's when you get this. And it finally peaked out this year in April at $22 trillion from 15, from 15 to 22. And why was it increasing throughout 2021 steadily like this? Why? And now we're dealing with the worst inflation in 40 years, and it's not, and inflation has only maybe slightly baited, lowered this year. Well, could it be because essentially we're running the same amount of money in the system? We haven't seen any meaningful tightening of the money supply, none. And everybody's sitting there arguing about the interest rate, the interest rate, the interest rate. Meanwhile, we have what, um, 7 trillion extra dollars of money supply in circulate out there, and we're wondering why inflation is not coming down, and this and that, and yada yada yada. And meanwhile, Wall Street wants the market to go even fucking higher, even though, I mean, I'm sorry. I am sorry, but you're looking at you are looking at, a market that uh from its COVID low, Fuck a magnet. Fuck these magnets. I'm not gonna get stuck on those magnets. Why is it doing that? Yeah. So from the COVID low to the peak at the end of or the beginning of this year, 2022, rose over 100%. It literally doubled, and now we're sitting at what? 20? No, not even that. Right now, right at 20% down. 20% down. 20% down right now. I mean, there is a long way to go, but is it going to go much lower unless we, some things start happening? I don't know. I don't know. Probably, I mean, I would say as much as it's come, it needs to go. As much as it's come down, let's do that again. Do that again. Take out some of this money and let's get going here. Let's see. Uh, Reed says he studied environmental science and works in electrical mapping for a utility company. Oh, that's cool. If everybody has money, then the value of money goes down. Unfortunately, not everyone can be well off. You need poor in order to have middle class and rich. And that's what, yeah. I mean, and put it in perspective, uh, Wall Street, the elite, the oligarchs, the ownership class in this country, they already have they already have it. But I mean, I saw this one greaseball on I was watching a Maverick of Wall Street video, and he was playing a clip, and it was just absurd. It was just absurd what he was saying. And he was like giddy. He was like a child. He couldn't contain his excitement for the fact that the Fed was going to slow down and they were going to get permission to rally just a little bit. And it's like, dude, what a sad fucking man child is what it was. It was fucking sad. Like, it's so absurd. Anyway, don't get me started on this shit. Well, it's too late. Too much spending on the CARES Act and imperialism. And I don't even know if it was the CARES. I mean, if you're gonna tell people that they can't work, you got to take care of them. What are you gonna? You can't work, and we're not gonna provide basic, you know, needs. Probably what should have happened was, instead of giving so much money directly to individuals, like if you rent a apartment or house, instead of just giving you money, and you having to, like, because people don't know, if people have never had money, they don't understand, they can't deal with it. And we see exactly this when all these degenerates, all these poor people, degenerates, which there's nothing wrong with being poor, at least that part, but all these people who don't understand money, never had it, don't know how to manage it, they got a windfall. They went out and bought all kinds of shit, and and da-da-da, they dumped their money into these meme stocks and bullshit last year. Crypto bullshit, Dogecoin, Shiba, AMC, GameStop, fucking uh Bed Bath and Beyond, or BBIG. Remember that one? Sundial, all this shit, all this worthless nonsense. Say, all right, well, we'll pay your rent. Set up a program, and this is where it gets, this is where it gets, impractical, because they couldn't even administer the unemployment program properly, in my state at least. I mean, it was a joke. And then you found out that, oh, Oh yeah, they gave no bid contracts to Deloitte, who not once, not twice, but 3 times during that period, at least when I was on unemployment last year in 2020, their software released the private personal data of millions of unemployment claimants. And it happened, and then they got another contract. And then it happened again, and they got another contract. So it's not just individuals. It's certainly not just individuals. I would say the bulk of it probably isn't individuals. But I mean, so I don't have a problem with that. Maybe there could have been more accountability with it. That's fine, whatever. Or just whatever. And some people are going to be smart with it, and others aren't. But the amount of, I mean, the amount of corporate welfare, the low zero rates. I mean, you see what happened. I mean, that's what happened. You get a stock market doubling over, over a doubling. And then it comes down 20%. And these people, they don't know what to do. They can't handle it. Like, we haven't seen the necessary indicators. And I understand that the rates take a while to take effect. Why is that? Well, because loan terms, they tend to be longer periods, so it takes a few months for loans to get renegotiated, re-upped with a higher rate, that kind of thing. So it does, but I mean, in my view, we got a problem. Like, we have an unsustainable situation right now. It is unsustainable. You cannot have a society where, I mean, wages have been flat for the last 30 fucking years. I mean, let's be honest. Wages have been flat for a long time. You have COVID, you have a pandemic, everything shuts down. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not going to argue, but that's what happened. Turns out, oh, they could provide this. They could do that. They could relax the rules on getting renewing your driver's license on time. All these things are possibilities, okay? And we made it work. We got through it. But before COVID, the stock market was down here. The S&P was like 330. It was like 330. Now it's 382 right now. But in my mind, it should be lower than the peak of what it was before COVID. And I mean, and isn't that just, isn't that so, it's like not surprising either too. Like, it rallied into the crash. It rallied into the crash. I mean, these fucking, it is a joke at the end of the day. It's a complete joke. It is. Because that's what it is. It's a bunch of greedy line balls who depend on free money. They depend on free money, either in terms of loans or in terms of, various whatever scams you want to even say in the stock market, like AMC, like GameStop, like Bed Bath and Beyond, which everybody's seen those firsthand here, like the crypto shit, all of these things that are, in my opinion, I mean, I can't prove it, nobody can, so this disclaimer, but you have literally had the mainstream media hyping this shit. If the mainstream media is saying it, yeah, it's probably sanctions. Probably Wall Street's okay with it at the very least. Let's see here. Stock market doubled while the whole world was shut down. Yeah, all right. I mean, that's it, exactly, exactly. I mean, that's it. And people are surprised that it's not lasting. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, the stock market doubled while the whole world was shut down. And you look at companies like this, like Tesla. And again, I'm not picking on Tesla. I'm really not. But, you know, and this is split adjusted, which I fucking hate. But anyway, the beginning of 2020, before COVID, it was what, 35? No, I mean it wasn't even that. It was $30. Tesla was 30. I forget what the split was, but I think it was around 100 or something. And of course, it rallied into the crash because of course, why wouldn't it? And it only came down back down to where it was. It didn't go any lower. Went no lower than where it was before. It didn't even get down there. It didn't even get back to where it was down here in 2019. So, and then what happened? This stock went from $30 to over $400 in the span of less than 2 years. And in the span of 1 year, it went from $30 to $300. I mean, that's a 10x, people. That is a 10x during a lockdown at a time when people weren't working. This is a quintessential overvalued stock. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I'm not picking on it. It's just reality. There's no way. Okay. So, and you see this, like you see this shit all over the place. Now, Apple, the hell, excuse me, Apple. I mean, not nearly. I mean, it's like 3x, 50 to 150 to 200. So 3, 4x, whatever. Not 10. Not 10. Oh, here's another one. Now, this one could make an argument for because everybody was stuck at home and like, oh yeah, let's get Netflix. And then oh, everybody had Netflix already. So then you get this, right? So hey, let's get Netflix here. Everybody has Netflix now. What are you gonna do? What the fuck here? Who knows? This is the Fed. This is when the Fed. This is the bullshit fucking bullshit here. Like this, I was clueless last fall, winter to what was going on. God, I wish I could. Anyway, whatever. If only coach had put me in, we would have taken state. And then, whoop, yeah. What do we, honey? We can't afford. We're not going to make it this month. What are we going to? Oh, yeah. Fuck, cancel Netflix. Fuck that shit. Also, raising rates. Also, oh, we're going to have a advertising supported tier. Great, just what I want. More ads. Um, and another thing about this company is that the model itself is flawed. It's unsustainable. Well, we see that right here. Everybody got net. Hey, let's get Netflix. Oh, everybody has Netflix. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it, but I mean, kind of, because what did Netflix do? Somewhere back over here, they started producing their own content. That costs a lot of money. How are you going to pay for that? Oh, we're going to get more subscribers. At some point, you're going to have subscriber saturation. And then what are you going to do? Well, we're going to have to raise rates. You raise rates, and you're going to lose subscribers. It's a stupid model, really. I don't know, why is Netflix in that business? I don't know. Well, because they need something, I guess, to put out. But anyway, it's yet to be decided. It has to be seen, I guess. Okay, Reed disagreed with locking down, but the main thing was the PPP loans. Only $1 trillion went to stimulus checks, and I believe much more than that was printed for the banks to loan out. Those loans were that there was so much fraud there. But you know, big corporations took PPP loans. They saved very few mom and pop. The rich got richer. I think there were about a dozen uh, billionaires that were created in 2020. A dozen billionaires. So they went from having like 800 million to having, 1.2 billion during the pandemic. So there's that. Um, so if you defrauded the government with a PPP loan, you should be shitting your pants because you think that like if they find out and they, you know, a lot of times people don't submit paperwork or they look into it. They look to see if it's a registered business with the state. Is that a legitimate business that's registered that has a taxpayer ID number or whatever? No? Ooh, flag that one. Flag that one. Send them a bill. They don't show up. They don't pay it. Okay. Um, but they're not just going to let it go, or they're not going to not try to recover that. Uh, federal, federal. Eh, Okay. Helps if your content is also good. Yeah. I mean, they have some good stuff, I think, but I don't know. All right. Anyway, back to
That
this.
time is what popcorn
Fuck.
dropped on the street. When there
I can go on a tangent,
is
man.
no fucking shares, and they're doing that I got you shit, it causes a major catalyst. That's where we're at right now. So please, for the people that don't understand that, there is no shares in the sense of like, there's millions of them. They can keep selling, and no, it's not that. It was so fucking cheap. People were gobbling up fucking ridiculous amounts, 3, 4, 5 times more than what they had in AMC. The thing is that now, broker might feel like shit. I want to take this fucking order. Fuck it, take the order. There it goes right there. Sold. But there's no shares transferring. But it's okay. They got the time to fulfill it. So we should have learned that from the days of AMC. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay, what we got next?
Hey, all you guys. I guess I've done my job, and I think I've educated most of you best I can. My goal, I'm just walking home. My goal in videos and in tweets and in live streams is to then
Jesus,
to
that
support.
that fucking noise floor. Holy shit. I mean, man, need some noise canceling on this shit. Wow. That is really annoying. See if I can trim out some of that
The
noise. I don't know if I can. I don't know.
cause, so to speak. And I just got a message that I didn't listen to, in fairness, but I understand the message is from Lou that I shouldn't do live streams. And so I'm not going to do any more live streams, and I'm not going to do any more videos.
I don't
I may
know if
tweet
that's any better.
because it's old habits die young, but I think from here on out, you can. Lou is I think, a great source of information and wisdom.
Oh dear.
Ham single-handedly carries this, and then you've got so many other people.
He's in New York, obviously. He's obviously in Manhattan here. I saw him with the van or the truck or whatever, the box truck with the GTII bullshit on the side of it. This guy looked, I mean, I mean, if, like I was looking over my glasses kind of at first, and I thought I was looking at Bernie Madoff. This guy works on Wall Street. This guy has to work on Wall Street. This is a Wall Street guy. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I guess I could look him up. I don't want to do that on stream though, because if it shows an address or whatever, I don't want to dox anybody. And I'll do it in another window. I'll open a new window and do it in that, and see what I come up with. But like, I don't know, like that. There's a lot of red flags here for me. A lot of red flags. I could be wrong. Probably am, but you know, Lou's taking advice, or he's taking advice from Lou. Unless, though, bad back, that's what I'm saying. If this guy is a legitimate shill, if he's a legitimate shill, of, of course he would say Lou's a great source of information, even when Lou tells him to shut up and stop making videos, which could also be staged. That could absolutely be staged. That could be part of the shill action, part of that grift. So I don't know. I don't know. It's, I don't know. Here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, but Pittsburgh, I don't know. Is he 69 or 81? I can't tell. But either way, it's obviously not. I don't think that's Pittsburgh. Um, anyway, yeah, it doesn't even matter. But um, like, look at all these comments like supporting him, blah 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 blah. Like, this to me is a ploy. This has all of the markings of a grift. I mean, obviously the stock, yes. I'm talking about this little drama, this dramatic, thing or whatever. I don't know. Wow. Um, yeah. I mean, it's just weird.
People involved from Tom. And then you've got so many other people involved, from Tommy to the surgeon doctor to the GTII Army. I think you got it now from here. I think I achieved my goal, which was to not have people FUD out of it.
I mean, maybe
Really
it is
wish everybody
Pittsburgh
the
or Ann
best
Arbor or
luck.
something. I don't know.
And just remember to have your GTC orders in. But be ready to dodge and weave as the volume and the market tells you what to do. It's good to aim high, but you might not get that. So don't overshoot and then end up, kind of regretting it. On the other hand, I would argue you don't really want to sell everything really low either. But I think we're in a good place. I think today's action was terrific. You've got Avid Trader does a tremendous job.
Oh,
And
really? That's the guy. That's the guy that we looked at the other night who, let's see, I mean, I remember watching the video. I don't remember the specifics of what was, but it was bullshit. I don't remember the specific bullshit that it was, but uh yeah. So he does a great job. Lou does a great job. Red Eagle Politics. Why does that sound like something? I don't know, Jimmy Dore. Yeah, I don't know about that. Um, we got no information here. Sometimes, what the fuck? Okay. Sometimes you can get an idea from somebody's earlier content what the hell they're about. Like, if there's videos like how to, what it's like working on Wall Street, blah, 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 blah. But no, I mean, Ham 27. So that's that's the major pumper of this GTII thing. This is what winning feels like. Okay. Gary Gensler, stop the fraud. Like, the people that do this, I mean, like the cat strikers, the terribles, this guy, you know, these people, you know, that's questionable to me. That's a red flag. It should be a red flag. All right, well, let's look at one of these early videos real quick. How about, well, they're all so fucking long. 20 minutes is way too long. Like, okay, but I'm drawn to this one here. GTII, you a short seller. Like, so fucking what if I am? So what if I were? Like, no, I'm not, but what if I were? What are you gonna come, I don't know, do something? Like what? All right. Not sure it insult anyone, but if your hands are less beat up than mine, you're probably a banker of some sort. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, it sure seems like they're on a payroll, doesn't it? Yep. Influencer whore. Let me just say it right, properly. Bunch of influencer whore bags, you know, or cucks, if you will, or fucking chills. Flying ape yells, nice. Never trust a person that uses their middle initial. True, true, fair. That's well taken. Now this could be Ann Arbor, Michigan. I don't know. I don't think that's New York. Maybe he Boswell. Chris, sir, differential diagnosis, AMC, go. Sorry, watching too much House MD lately. Also, why I'm late to this party. Ah, great show. Great illustration example. Yeah, demonstration example of differential diagnosis. Probably where most people have seen it and not really, don't really know, you know, never really thought about it or knew what it was, but nonetheless, big part of it. And, you know, great deductive reasoning technique. So, you know, I'm going to find a clip. Fuck the copyrights, you know? Fuck them. All right, let's see what he says in this one.
Well, all right, you guys. Okay, I have to start all over again because I had a phone call. So I'll start with my cornball joke.
God, what the fuck with this moist floor?
In Great Neck, New York. They're having a grand old time.
Wait, hold on.
Start with my cornball joke. Up at that
this is a joke?
steakhouse in Great Neck, New York. Walks.
I don't care about the joke. Okay, well, I guess we do.
Great Neck, New York. They're having a grand old time, and the door opens, and in walks a competing short seller, and everyone turns to look at this competing short seller. I hurt my tongue, so I'm going to keep this short by definition. And he says, I'm looking for the Ham 27. And in the corner, in the darkness, steps forward Ham, the hamster. And he goes, that'll be me. And the new short seller, the outside short seller says, you're Ham 27? You're a wanted man. And Ham says, I reckon I'm right popular. And he says, you a short seller? You a short seller? And the short seller says, a man's got to do something for a living. And Ham says, dying ain't much of a living, boy. And I think that's another reference to Clint Eastwood. I think we could be getting close to the end because Hamster had a great call today, but it focused on sort of 2 or 3 things. I really hurt my tongue. He focused on the regulatory people are looking, from the enforcement bodies to the
Like,
overseers.
okay, if I ran a fraudulent company, potentially, like GTII, let's just say fraudulent or shady, uh, something is off, running an illegal operation out of it, money laundering, something below board. If I were doing that, I would probably consider, thought would cross my mind, right? Uh, it's a tactic that I could use to take, uh, supposedly, take the focus off of me as the leader of this company, of which there are 2 employees that get paid more than the total assets owned by the company. But as that's an aside, railing against naked short sellers to take the heat off of me at the company. Let me make these allegations and have a few people, shills out there in the community that supposedly are doing this research, you know, and bring it up and get people excited about it, and to sort of to foment a squeeze and spin it as this narrative. Oh, that they're doing this to this good, we're a good company and they're da 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 whatever. Makes total sense to me. And when I see somebody like this telling jokes about short sellers, and Ham 27 and all these guys that are, like that guy's been involved in this pumping this stock for years, years. And it's not like this is like Walmart or like a real company. It's not a real company. Like, yes, it exists. There's a fucking taxpayer ID, but they don't do anything. They don't have anything. It's a bullshit company. For all intents and purposes, it's nothing. Then that would be perfect. I mean, it would. uh, It happens. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, what the hell? What the fuck here? Like, this is, I don't know. This is terrible. Chris cheating on my diet. I guess I'll have to rely on cremation as my last chance for a smoking hot body. That's a that's a better joke. That's a better joke than get old Clint Eastwood joke there. Eh, get off my lawn, gook. You zipperhead. Get off my lawn. I want to go drive my Gran Torino. Oh, I'm kind of retarded. That was Clint Eastwood. If Clint Eastwood had sex with Alex Jones and they had a retarded child together, and of course, Alex Jones would be the one carrying the child. I don't know. It's getting late. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm fucked up. Okay, I know. It's Hanson from Scary Movie. What's that guy's name? Dumbledore. No, he died. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. You lost me there. I don't know shit about that. I like things that are real. Which is, why I don't like any of this shit.
And he emphasized there's no real friends of the cramers out there. You're not going to have a market maker, which is a thin margin business anyway. Now, you're not going to have, you'll probably have a room full of these guys sitting there, as he said, and they don't want FINRA coming in. So that's going to tighten up. And I think anytime that these bloodhounds start sniffing, they're not going to stop. They're going to find all the tickets. So I think I think time's getting close.
I mean,
Secondly,
if he has any experience in this shit, he knows that that's fucking bullshit. When they when they come in, they usually find everything. No, they don't. Absolutely not. And how often do they actually even do that? This is complete garbage, which I'm not surprised about. I'm not surprised about that. Oh
he
yeah.
said
No, I
that
mean,
market.
not now. I wasn't implying like drunk or high or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm just a fucked up person. I m- m- I'm I'm fucked up fundamentally. Like I don't need substances to bring it out. That's what I meant. Just wanted to make that correction. Like I think my parents would probably say, um, the phrase that they used for this type of thing is he's ate up. He's ate up like that. I'm fucked up.
Watch might be writing a report or writing or following it. And thirdly, he talked about how the 1-800 lawyers, someone tweeted that it's getting close, and he said it's a profitable company. He doesn't care about revenue. What he cares about is settlement. But revenue prevents the stock. It gives a floor on the stock. I got the ink on my hand. What a night. Um, and he said that Gibson Dunn is, you know, he's not picking a fight with Gibson Dunn, but he points out that all of a sudden GTII is going to be a law firm, and there's going to be plenty of legal firepower there.
Oh yeah, right.
Which that was an interesting point. But
Did that pan out? How did that pan out? 1-800 lawyers. Yeah, that's who I want to use for my fucking divorce. 1-800 call 1-800 lawyers. I mean, guys, the .com bubble was 20 fucking years ago, okay? 1-800lawyers.com. Go back to 1998 with that shit. The hell. That brought Model 3 dude out. That brought Model 3 dude out of hibernation there. Oh fuck. Let's see. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Okay. A 1-800 law firm. No wonder, because this old guy can't keep it straight. 1-800 law firm. Okay. Letter of intent. Oh boy, a letter of intent. Yeah, that's official. That means it's happening. Avid trader. Look, it's the same fucking people circle jerking on this shit. Let's see. Wildfire Media. They license the law. Oh, wait a minute. So when they say GTI will be a law firm, no, 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 no. GTII, this is from September of this year. GTII, a Nevada corporation, announced today that it has entered into a share exchange agreement with Wildfire Media Corp, Wildfire Media, and the shareholders of Wildfire Media. Wildfire Media is a legal marketing company in the business of supporting law firms with client acquisition, research, data driven marketing, media planning and analysis, and client retention services. In other words, they might actually be worse than a law firm. I don't know. These are the fucking people that, you know, try to sell law firms, service. Anyway, under the terms of the agreement, GTII will, at the closing, issue to Wildfire shareholders 100 million restricted common shares in exchange for all outstanding shares of Wildfire Media. Closing of the transaction is subject to customer. Da, 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 da. Have a post-closing earnout opportunity for 100 million additional restricted GTI common shares if Wildfire Media achieves 25 million in gross revenue. I mean, currently Wildfire Media has 85 million in receivables. 85 million in receivables. The acquisition shares and earnout shares will be subject to a lock agreement. Okay, but did it happen? Did it happen? 1-800 law firm. Volkswagen problems provided by 1-800 lemon law. That's too many characters. Too many characters. What are you talking about? 1-800 law firm. Here's the site. Oh, look, there's Tommy Wang. That's got to be Tommy. He mentioned a Tommy. So I don't know what the fuck is this shit. Only 6 likes. Come on, it's a high value experience. Give it a bump. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to just come out right out and say it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to come out and say it and put it here. Hit the goddamn like button. If you if you have been watching this stream for more than 7 minutes. Boom. Minotaurs. Well, minotaurs. Let me correct that. Sorry, guys. 7 minotaurs. There you go. Remember the minotaurs? Remember the minotaurs. Okay. About us. Our team. I mean, how about what if we call 1-800 law firm and ask them about securities law questions? Oh boy, these guys look cool. Oh, Ari Kresh. Ari Kresh. Yikes. Would not want to. I would not want to be at the Schwitz with him. Keith Altman, Solomon Radner. He's the youngin. He's the youngin there. I mean, it looks like a law firm. I mean, something. Where are they at? They're in Michigan, Southfield, Michigan. Thomas Neptune. He's the vice president of strategic partnerships, but you can't click on him at all. But that sounds like GTII stuff, potentially. Anyway. LegalZoom founding member was Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro? Ugh. Ugh. God. I think the only person worse than Ben Shapiro is Dave Rubin. I don't even know if hopefully nobody knows who Dave Rubin is here. That would be great. Call him right now live. Well, I mean, it's the law firm. I don't even know, but it's midnight here in the Eastern time zone. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, hold back. Crickets. I made these people with Al earlier. What are you doing with Al? I know what you mean. Okay. So I'm very I have a very strange feeling about this whole thing here. Very strange.
Much if you missed the call. You just missed his enthusiasm and his conviction. But you pretty much
Enthusiasm and conviction, because that's what matters when it comes to the stock market. Enthusiasm and conviction. Oh, and a healthy dose of misinformation, and let me sprinkle in some grifting here and there. I mean, somebody who is the age of this gentleman, which I don't know his age, but I'm going to guess he's anywhere between 60 and 80, probably closer to 60. He's between 60 and 70, probably, I would guess. Should know that that sounds like nonsense. I don't know.
I've heard it before.
It's very odd.
So I just want to tell you a couple of points on being a broker dealer.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna steal this one liner here, two liner, whatever it is. I'm gonna steal this, but I'm gonna change it to like Wall Street analysts. They started using Wall Street analysts, more of them available, and you know, and then just kind of change, make it a little bit more, whatever. But yeah, lawyers, sure. 67, 67. That's very specific. The hair is what's thrown me off, but I guess if he is 67, hmm, if he's 67, let's see, that would make him what? How old? Well, obviously 67 years old, but that would put him being born in 50, mid 50s, 1950s. So then he would have been like a teenager, like in the late 60s or early seven. That I could see that, I guess, right? I mean, why you got a pretty good specific guess there, Lynn. Are you interested? I mean, I could, be the liaison here. I can let him know, uh, and see. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that tomorrow.
For being a registered broker under the Act. And as I'm talking right now, I don't know if it's the Securities Act of 33 or of 44, but I'll just say the Act. It's one of them. There's an old expression that if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, squawks like a duck, it's a duck. Well, whoever's shorting this stock right now is a duck, and probably the same duck. But they agree. It's like there's a hunting license that you have to get your allotment of ducks, and it's like a hunter comes to shoot a duck, and the hunter gets the duck to sign a note. Just sign here that you're not a duck, because that's what these contracts that the cramers set up. They get they're the predator.
Okay, I don't care. This is horrible. I can't listen to that anymore.
Um,
I doubt I'm gonna be able to listen to this too.
uh,
Oh,
so that's it.
all right, yeah. So that's it. All right. Well, guys, he's not making content anymore. Oh my God. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna fucking do? Wow. I can't believe he would actually stop. What the fuck are we gonna do? All right. Duck hunt. Shot. Done. All right. So all right, I found I think this might be the last one. I think it's the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Fuck. All right. Let me reload this bitch here. So I did see I channeled my inner Manuel Fernandez, and I found somehow I managed to. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I channeled my inner Manuel Fernandez, and I found somebody that I've never seen before, a new grifter. I'm guessing a grifter. I haven't looked at it yet. 60 subscribers. Ryan Hodges. That's close to hedgies, but whatever. Um, Yeah, 36 views, 60 subscribers. Came out yesterday or Wednesday. Now I just happened to notice this top comment. Thank you. I just watched your video and I appreciate what you said. I bought this stock as a lottery ticket. I'm going nowhere until it blows. I wonder if they do that with every lottery ticket. I wonder if they don't go anywhere until every lottery ticket blows. Because a lottery ticket implies, and I'm just, saying it how it is, a lottery ticket implies that it's worthless. Actually, lottery ticket implies that it's worthless because 9.5 out of 10 lottery tickets are worthless. You don't win. So if AMC is a lottery ticket, then you're fucked. But whatever. That's what they said last year. So he's not leaving. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be fucking great. We got another one not leaving. We got another not leaver here. At least we know where they're going to be. At least we know. At least we know how to keep tabs on these idiots. We know where they're going to be. Right here with their AMC, just nursing it, holding it, sipping on it. Come on, give me the new grifter. 144 fucking P. God damn. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now what is going on here? What the? This is an interior this is a place where you go to buy kitchen cabinets and counters and stuff like that. I think. I don't know why there would be three different fucking cabinet styles and a bunch of boxes and samples and shit. Okay, that's what it is. This must be where he works or something. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Just
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. For those of you joining for the first time today,
he looks like a
today I
Ryan.
want to talk about who are we up against. Now, before I start getting into that, I'm going to start with the quote for today from Mark Twain, who said, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." I know a lot of you are thinking, aren't those the same thing? Now, before I continue getting into who we're up against, I want to look at a couple different definitions. According to
Could be that.
schoolandtravel.com,
What?
schooling versus education are two terms that have
Schoolandtravel.com.
been misidentified, misinterpreted, as well as misconceptualized. They are often used interchangeably and thought to mean the same thing, but in
I
actuality
mean,
are different. So what?
let me guess. Let me guess. I'm just gonna guess here, like how he's gonna use this. Oh, actually, never mind. I'm just gonna keep going
Schooling?
because I'm not sure.
Schooling is simply the process of learning or being taught with
This is what we call splitting cock hairs. Like where I come from. Like, who
in the
cares?
four walls of a
I guessing
classroom
it's gonna
or
go
in a
somewhere with it.
school.
I hope.
It is the process of receiving education or acquiring knowledge formally. And what is education? Education is a lifelong process of learning and acquiring knowledge. It involves developing the ability to think, create, solve, understand, learn, act,
Sounds like
and
going to
question.
college to me.
It also involves the
Sounds like
development of
college.
mind and character. According to Wikipedia,
Again, sounds like
education
college.
is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits.
Sounds like it could be uh like traditional college, it could be a trade school, could be an apprenticeship, could be a number of things. I think most people would say it's pretty much the same damn thing as schooling, but whatever.
Now, what does this have to do
How's
with
this
what I
relevant?
want to talk about today?
Exactly. My question
I
exactly.
think the people who we are up against, the people who keep spreading FUD, the hedge funds, the institutions, they fall more in the category of schooling. There is a way that something is supposed to be done. There is a way that the stocks are supposed to react in certain situations, which is why they created algorithms to trade for them in
Wait
a
a
lot
minute.
of
What?
cases.
What? There is a way that stocks are supposed to react. I got to go back and hear that again. I mean, so this is very odd. I say this is some very odd shit. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, um, Model 3 dude is not a bot. Are you an algo? Are you an AI? I are y- you're actually a Model 3. That's that's the secret. It's not Model 3 dude like the guy, Model 3 owner. He is the Model 3. I figured it out. Reed says, you know, Scott, one of the only people creating content to expose ape shit that doesn't pass the sniff test. The deceitful pumpers are disproportionately popular, but you care more about truth. Well, yeah, yeah, I do. Um, and not even, yeah, yeah, sure. But it's not even so much about truth, like relative to AMC, as much as it is, you know, saying and well, demonstrating how despicable this bullshit is, how despicable these people are, how misleading, fraudulent, all that stuff. Um, I mean, and there's some things that could be on the edge. Um, what do I mean by that? Well, it's not so much clearly right or wrong, like objectively, but you know, generally speaking, or most of the time, or in practice rather than theory, that kind of thing. But there are a lot of things that are just cut and dried wrong, like what we were looking at earlier, short volume. Matthew Perry sitting there hyping, hey, guys, 60, 70% was short on average. Well, yeah, but you don't understand what that actually comprises. You don't actually know. You've never taken the time. You just made an assumption that you thought, and I'm not saying you, but that's what he did. He assumed that this is what this meant. And I did too at one point, but it didn't make sense. So I looked it up and I learned, wow, that's really misleading. It 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 seems like it should be this, but it's actually this. And that leads you down a whole other path of learning about things, learning about the structure and how it works that you would have never known. They're not in a position to do that, I don't think. They don't care about that. These pumpers, they're not interested in all that shit. No, they're interested in, selling their product. My product is trying to fuck them out of selling their product. I want these guys kicked off YouTube. I want a banner. I want one of those blue banners underneath their videos that says, you know, something about pump and dump or whatever, some kind of warning. I want there to be some consequences for this shit because it is unacceptable, 100% unacceptable that if you search for AMC, and I say this all the time, I'm a broken record, I know, but it's true. Every time, every day when I search for AMC, what comes up? All these bullshit pumper videos. How can this be the only shit on here? How? How can this be the only bullshit on YouTube about AMC? And how in the fuck can AI from Boston, because he basically acts like a computer program at this point. You know what he's going to say. He acts like a computer program, a not very smart one. It's like a computer program running on my old laptop, my old computer that I used to stream from. Not very bright, not very fast, kind of sucks. AI from Boston, AI from Karachi Hills. 3,400 views in an hour. And it was from a stream that was an hour ago. I mean, granted, it was a couple hours long, but still, finance fucking news, which is neither finance nor news, in 3 hours gets 1,500 views, all multiple thousands of views. Thomas James, one of the worst motherfuckers out here, one of the worst, 5,000 views in 5 hours on some bullshit from Reddit, Twitter, social media, speculation, uh, guessing, and not even educated, not educated guesses. Like these guys are making money. They've made money. They've had a Moass. They've had a Moass. It's called, the apes are gullible first timers, but will never be successful because they believed a narrative they were told instead of doing their due diligence and going somewhere other than Reddit to get their information. That's what it's called. That's a long title, but anyway, thanks, Reed. I appreciate that. But I'll tell you what, I'm not feeling very confident about the consequences thing because we've already had several of these motherfuckers slip out of here. Like that grinds my gears because some of the worst offenders have just slithered their way out, like Trey Collins, that motherfucker. I mean, at least his health is poor. I mean, I know it sounds terrible to say that, but that's in my eyes, that's karma. That's karma, bitch. You're gonna mislead people and spin some bullshit while you're doing something different behind closed doors, selling for millions of dollars while telling people to hold on. That's fucking bullshit. That should be, it is illegal. What he did is absolutely illegal in my eyes. I'm not a lawyer though. You got to call 1-800 lawyer law firm for that. But at the very least, he was extremely negligent in what he did, but I think he was fraudulent. I think he's guilty of securities fraud, to be honest. But anyway, is he well? No, no, he's not well. He's got all kinds of health problems. Have you seen his face? He's got more wrinkles than my grandma. Like, that's not right for a 24 whatever year old, 25-year-old. He aged 10 years in the last year. Remember, people that didn't have money, they get money, they don't know how to handle it. He's a lottery winner. How do lottery winners end up? Broke or poor? Broke or dead or in jail. Mostly like big lottery winners. Most of them don't do well. They weren't supposed to be rich. I know that sounds terrible, but they weren't. They didn't do anything to earn it. They took a chance. They took a chance and they got lucky. Now, that's not to say that it always has to be like that, but human nature kind of pushes people in that way. They can't help themselves. They were never able to do the things that they're able to do now. So they're going to do them and they're going to fuck up because they don't know how to handle it. So even though Trey got away, quote unquote, air quote, got away, it'll catch up to him. It probably already is. The dude's not in a good place. I don't care how much money he has. He's not doing well. One question: why did he feel the need to make a video about anything? Good question. Jack Hunter, nothing to report. Yeah, I got him up here. I got him right here. He's gonna be the last video. So we're gonna finish this guy off here. Ryan Hedges, and then we'll do Jack because it's a short one because he's got nothing to report. And then we'll call it a night. Should be like 12:30.
There is a way that something is supposed to be done. There is a way that the stocks are supposed to react in certain situations.
That's interesting. Not really. There is a way. There is a way that things are supposed to be done. Okay, well, sometimes, but I mean, is history made by people who followed the fucking rules? I don't know. Um, there's a way that stocks are supposed to respond to news and whatever else. Well, no, not really. They respond the way they respond, the way the market responds. The market is kind of like the sum of all human intelligence and attention. So everyone who hears any oops and it takes in all available known information, rumors, speculation, all that shit. Anything that's known widely gets incorporated into the price. Gets incorporated in the price because people know about it and they use that to, okay, what is this worth? Is it whatever? I'm, I cannot pretend to be, you know, like somebody who would do that, but at the end of the day, you know, the price is an aggregation. It is an aggregate of what all these people have done. All the buying and selling that's gotten us to the point that it's at now, that's the price. That's the process. That's the process of pricing. So there's supposed to be a way that things are supposed to react. Stocks are supposed to react. Not really. Not really, because there are a lot of other factors that go into that as well, rather than the isolated stock price. It does not exist in a vacuum. It does not exist in a vacuum. So I don't know how you could say that. I I disagree with that.
which
All
is
right.
why they created algorithms to trade for them in a lot of cases. And those algorithms cannot keep up with the constant changing education that us apes have been getting
Oh boy, this is rich. Wow.
over the last couple of years and much longer for a lot of us out there.
The algorithms cannot keep. Wow. Bad back. What do you think of this one? Holy shit. This is a this is fun. Wow, I haven't had this much fun in a while. Um, that's a new one. Ah, the the algos can't keep up with all of the education. Now that's the outside of school stuff. That's the practical, like street smarts and his weird definitions. Um, uh, that the apes have gotten in the last 2 years. Wow, talk about Jesus. I mean, that's hilarious. I wow. All right.
Guys, we know that when we look at the things that are going on the charts every day, that it's not acting like a normal stock is. You can't do
Oh,
technical analysis on a stock that's being
no?
manipulated as heavy as AMC
Hmm.
is. And
What
I
does that mean?
know that there
What does
are,
being manipulated
you
mean,
know,
though?
that there are plenty of values behind learning the way that you should be in the stock market, that you should be acting when you're in the stock market. The buy and hold mentality does not work for every stock. There are
Well, I mean, the buy and hold mentality is a long-term investing philosophy. It's Warren Buffett. What you guys are trying to do, what the apes are trying to do, should have been a trade. Trades are bought, trades are sold. That completes the trade. That is one trade. Buy it, something happens, you sell it. Or and now I don't want to, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable here, but or you sell it because it's overvalued and then you buy it and that completes the trade. Now, I know that's crazy, but or you could buy puts and then sell the puts. That completes the trade. Or you can do that with call options or whatever. But the point is it's finite. There's a beginning, there's an end. It's usually not too long of a time period. Certainly not a year and a half. Usually, could be. It could be. I'm not saying it can't be. I mean, shit. I like to hold my positions for like 10 minutes maximum. I mean, 10 minutes. I don't want to hold my position for more than 2 minutes usually. I mean, I'm half joking, but I'm also half serious. I want to make. I want to see it go exponential. Get the fuck out and take the money off the table. Put out some risk. You know, multiply it, bring it back in. Done. Do that again. Give me that any day over buy and hold. I don't have time for buy and hold on this shit. So anyway, okay. I'm gonna continue on this so we
The
don't lose
right
track of
times
time.
and places that you need to have good, exit strategies, and when are you going to buy into the stock, and how much profit do you want to take? But we all know that that doesn't mean anything when we're talking about the mother of all short squeezes that's
Oh,
on its way to us. Guys,
on its way. What do you want to bet this guy's like a fundamentalist Christian? He seems like an evangelical type guy to me. And I'm not making fun of that. I don't agree with it, but there's some verbal cues in here, like that's on its way to us. Like he didn't say anything about God, but I don't know. I'm just getting that kind of vibe. I've noticed that before. There is sometimes like this. Well, Al from Boston, Karachi, he is a like self-proclaimed Christian nationalist. So that's weird. That's kind of kooky. I'm not sure if I'm picking up on that here or if he's just like the cabinet salesman, whatever. I don't know. But it's like there's a lot. Okay, I'm definitely sensing the narcissism is kind of like the meter's pegged over like all the way, and the ego here. Like the algos can't keep up with what the apes have learned. We're smarter than the algos. If that's the case, sir, then why the fuck is the stock price in the fucking shitter? Why is the stock price below the toilet? How is that? How does that make any sense? If you're so fucking smart, why is the price low? That makes no sense. You can't claim that you're winning and that you're smarter than the people you're beating, supposedly, if literally everything, which is really just one thing, price in this case of the stock, indicates the exact motherfucking opposite. That makes no sense. Like, how can these people sit here and say this shit unless they are like clinically narcissistic?
the
Holy fuck.
DD is out there. There
Oh, the
is
DD.
so much.
It's like read the Bible. This book has the truth in it. This is a conservative. This is a fixed mindset. This is a very in the box, follow the rules kind of mindset, which is funny because he's saying that there's the rules, whatever. I realize that's kind of a contradiction, but I really am. I think I'm picking up on that. Wow.
Knowledge and education that we can look at from all of the apes that have been putting in the time, the continuous
Jesus.
DD that they have been putting out for us to look at so that we can continue to gain our own knowledge. Whether or not it's your first day in the stock market and your buddy told you about AMC and you thought, hey, you know what? I might as well buy a few shares because if everything goes to plan, I'm going to be able to buy a house or I'm going to be able to buy a car or both or whatever your number is that you want to achieve with it. That's why you're in it, and it might be your first day. And if it is your first day, go back and look at the things that have been put out there for us to look at from these apes who've done the work. Guys, I'm not here to tell you numbers or to show you charts or the things like that. That's not why I wanted to make these videos. I
No.
want to make these videos for the motivational side of it, because when I joined the play a little over a year and a half ago,
Jesus.
everybody was so pumped up on what was going on because it's the mother of all short squeezes, and that hasn't changed. So why has our
Um,
mentality changed?
because the economy sucks, because you don't have free money, because nobody has money to spend on bullshit stocks, because food is literally like 15% more expensive. So is gas. I mean, I could continue because there's a fucking war going on. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why we don't have the mania of 2021. These people are literally still living in 2021. If you think short squeezes are coming, get the fuck out of 2021. I mean, I say that as gently as possible. We're not in 2021 anymore. The era of all these short squeezes, of meme stocks in general, it's over. It's over. That was only possible because of that, because of COVID-19, lockdowns, stimulus, unemployment. Without those, and particularly the last two, stimulus, unemployment, people have to buy shit. Like people have actually have to buy things now, real things, tangible things that they need for themselves and their family. They're also not buying Netflix now. They're not buying computers now. They're not buying TVs now as much. Not buying luxury cars as much. That should be a clue. That really should be a clue.
On being excited about this play. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see people getting discouraged about it because it's taking longer than what they were hoping it was going to.
What if they're discouraged about it because you've been lied to? What about that? No? Rather believe the
This kind of
lie?
thing doesn't happen overnight, and
Ridiculous.
it doesn't happen just
Uh,
on a whim. Guys, the hedge funds and institutions are constantly trying to calculate what is going on and how they can work around it. And
uh,
there are plenty of loopholes that they're finding, but it's only going to take them so
oh, really?
long because their
Wow.
schooling is only leading them to the same different things every time. We have the education of being in this together and being in this
What?
to
We have the education of being in this together. What does that mean? We have the education of being involved in a circle jerk. Yes, I know what my neighbor's penis looks like because were at the same circle jerk last night. What are you talking about? I mean, you this is oh my god. No, these people don't know shit about shit. They don't know the most basic of concepts. I guarantee this guy has no clue what what causes stock prices to move. What does liquidity mean? Can you explain bid the bid ask spread? I if you can't explain those things, if you don't understand the concepts, and ultimately the fact that supply and demand is what causes the price to move. That's it. Yeah, some people are trading by hand, some people are trading with algorithms or computer programs, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's supply and demand. It's the only thing that can make a price go up or down. It's the only thing. Aggressive buying, aggressive selling. I- I'm at a loss for words.
succeed. We know we're going to succeed. We know that the Moass is coming, and we know that we're going to get it. Guys, there are people out
Right.
there who are hating on me for making motivational videos.
Ooh, me. Pick me. I mean, I'm not hating on you. I'm just, pointing out that this is terrible. That this is like some of the worst shit, most delusional stuff I've ever heard relative to AMC. Like seriously, we have this we have the education to beat their schooling. Um, honey, like seriously, you don't have shit. I mean, this is laughable. I'm embarrassed. I'm honestly embarrassed. I'm limiting myself here because it's like like this is delusional. There's something wrong here. It could be mental illness, it could be Christianity, I don't know what it is. Or it could just be the fact that he's an idiot. But there's something wrong. This is extremely, extremely delusional. I mean, I shit. I mean, I know Al says absurd things, but he kind of says them in passing, and he doesn't dwell on it. This is special. This is very special. It's also a lot of the same bullshit that we hear all the time. But that bit about the education and that the algorithms don't know how to handle us because we've figured it out. Like you haven't the slightest idea. You haven't the slightest clue what the fuck you're talking about. Like there's no fucking way. Oh my god.
And I get it. When I decided to start this channel, I knew there was going to be those people, and I welcome you. Come and challenge me. All I ask is that you be respectful and that you are open to difference of opinions. And at the end of the day, if our opinions differ, just know you're not going to change my mind, and I'm not necessarily expecting to change your mind. I have the belief that this play is going to happen.
There's another key word. I have the belief. I have the belief. So this is like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, could be, whatever, any belief system, religious belief system, Christianity, Judaism, Jainism, Baha'i, whatever. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably, Church of God or some shit. I'm not even saying that he's in that. I'm just saying that there's a similarity of extreme conviction in an irrational belief. And I will say that. I will say an irrational belief. An extremely strong conviction, like unswayable, unnaturally strong, like consciously that strong, not just because it's naturally the way, but because it's being forced or, it's a point of pride or whatever. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know, but I'm just saying I've seen this. I grew up in, Ohio. We got more churches here uh, than I, we got a lot of churches. So anyway, I'm getting that the fundamentalist type of you're not going to change my mind. Very conservative type of mindset. Like you're not going to change my mind. I believe what I believe. Don't even waste your time. I know I'm right. Yada 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 yada. Okay.
Happen. I have the DD that shows that everything that's currently happening
No, you don't.
is what was projected a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. That all these different things are coming,
Like
and
what?
it's just leading to the same endpoint. It's all
Well, that is a very egregious fallacy there because no, you, you didn't predict anything. They predicted nothing. I mean, there is nothing related to a market crash or decline, major market decline, that is tied to the inevitability of AMC or any stock really having a short squeeze. Uh, Also, they seem to think that, like, here's an example. The market crash will cause the AMC short squeeze because their their long positions will decrease in value, which will ruin their collateral and force them to have to cover. I mean, but the thing is, these institutions, these market participants, they're constantly reevaluating, repositioning, and resecuring. Uh, they don't let things get to the point like a Melvin Capital, for example. That's an anomaly, or a Bill Huang type of deal. Those things are anomalies. That's not the rule. That's the exception. It's not that's the exception, not the rule. That's what I meant to say. Um, but by and large, the reason that those institutions exist, that those market participants are in charge of that, moving that much capital around, et cetera, is because they're good at what they do. They are profitable at what they do. They don't take, they don't risk and lose very often. Or if they do, they limit the losses. They limit everybody loses, but they limit their losses and reconfigure, recalculate, reposition. Unlike the apes who just dig in and go dig their heels in deeper and say, "Oh, you're bashing my stock? Well, I'm going to go buy more on Monday now." Gee, like, wow. So you truly are an idiot then. Like, somebody said something that you don't like, that you're unwilling to listen to. So you're going to continue to do the irrational shit that somebody was trying, on some level, somebody was trying to help you understand, volunteering their time to help you understand. Instead, you and your stupid ego, you know, not only are just
Feeding
going to
to
ignore it,
Moass.
but you are going to antagonize people too, and be an asshole. Like, that's the shit that's like, okay, yeah, I can't wait to see when you lose, honestly. Yeah, it will. Yes, yes. I can't. This guy, Scavenger, those clowns, Al, if he's even real, I think he's a computer program. You know, these young, like, super bullish stud, not not like that. These young bucks, the ones with a lot of energy, and I don't want to say in charisma. Manny's not here. I'm gonna say charisma, but you know what I mean. Energy, pep, excitement, trying to create excitement at least. Those guys are gonna crash the hardest. And that fire, that explosion, I mean, we're gonna be seeing the smoke for miles and miles and miles. They deserve it. They absolutely do. And it doesn't even matter if they don't. There's nothing that we can do to stop it from happening. We are watching the trains collide in real time. We got a front row seat to watching this fucking explosion happen. We've been watching the whole time. We watched them shovel the fucking gunpowder in, and the fuse has been lit. It absolutely has been lit. Not for the Moass. Oh no. Oh no.
That's happening. Guys, we got this. We continue to, be in this. We're all individuals shooting for the same goal, and it's coming. Moass is coming, and there's
Ay, ay,
nothing
ay.
we have to be.
Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we have to do. Oh, yeah. This is right wing. Model 3, dude, we got to do Jack. We got to do Jack. Jack will be quick because he got nothing to say.
Worried about. Remember that,
Here,
and
I'll
you will
speed us
succeed
along.
in this. And there's nothing that anybody can tell you that's going to be different. Keep
Wow.
having that positive mentality. Keep spreading motivation to each other. Keep
spreading the good
learning more
news.
and more every single day. Learn about why AMC is at where it's at now. Learn about why people thought it was going to squeeze. Learn about why it is doing what it's doing. And it will help remove a lot of that fear, uncertainty, and doubt from your minds. We got this together because together we can motivate each other. Each individual person is in charge of their own money. Each individual person dictates when they want to get out of the play. And we all know that it's not at sub $7 price per share. We know that that number is much higher. And
well, that's a contradiction. If each person's in charge of their own money, you can't say that everybody's doing the same thing. Then that's fucking dumb. That is the. I'll slow it back down so we can hear how ridiculous that is. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on, what the fuck?
AMC is at where it's at now. Learn about why
I honestly thought that I went below, like slower than normal there. Wow, that was not slower than normal. That is normal.
Keep spreading motivation to each other.
That is normal speed.
Learning more and more every single day. Learn about why AMC is at where it's at now. Learn about why people thought it was going to squeeze. Learn about why it is doing what it's doing. And it will help remove a lot of that fear, uncertainty, and doubt from your minds. We got this together because together we can motivate each other. Each individual person is in charge of their own money. Each individual person,
I mean, I agree with that.
When they want to get out of the play. And
well, I agree with that too.
We all know that it's not at sub $7 price per share. We know that that number is much higher. And
okay. Yeah, contradiction, but not that's not surprising in this framework of thinking, I guess.
We are going to get that, but we have to keep positive. Guys, I'll talk to you later.
My Lord. Wow, this is one of the, fuck. This is some terrible bullshit. Is only so much they can do with their algorithms. We know already who they work. They have no answer to buy and hold. Is just a matter of time. We will beat this criminals. Like, where in the world did they get this idea that they have no answer to buy and hold? They have no answer to buy and like where in the like how ignorant do you have to be to believe that? How ignorant? I I I I, I can't even. Uh, it's just sad. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's not sad. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. Look at Jack. He stepped into the fucking 1990s, or I'm sorry, he stepped into the 2000s with these glasses. He got rid of his big oversized aviators, regular glasses. He got some, rectangle. I mean, boy, that's well, we saw we saw some mugshot material in the last one when we watched. Okay, anyway, let's get this over.
Welcome back to another AMC stock update. Today is Monday, October 24th. The stock market is open yet again.
Whoa.
Please hit the like.
Okay. I know you all hear that.
Please smash that subscribe button. I love and appreciate you all. I have no idea what's going on with AMC stock or APE. So AMC down 2% on the.
Do you know or have any idea what's going on with your audio? Apparently not. Apparently not.
APE down 8.24%. AMC's volume was.
Maybe it's on purpose.
Very low. APE's volume was 16 million. That is also very low. That would be comparable to 15 million volume before the APE distribution. SPY was up a solid 1.22%. But actually, as I'm looking at it, a lot of stocks were red for some reason. But with AMC and APE, I don't know what's going on. I cannot explain it. I don't know why the higher ups that run the company are not being more transparent. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to report on. I go through the subreddits and it's just memes and it's hopium and it's
bullshit.
I think this is going to happen because X, Y, Z, and it's completely entirely speculative, and I understand that is the basis of the stock market. It's all speculative, right? But this trade has been going on.
Not really. I mean, no, there's a fundamental basis, but okay. Sounds like he needs to level up, but it also sounds like he's been listening to Scotty. I'll say, sounds like he's been listening to Scotty. Although I'm sure he hasn't because he blocked me on Twitter months ago. Let's see. Oh, Lord, if you think they're boring, um, I had the most fun I've had with it. One of these guys, I just closed the video, but uh, shit, who was it? It was this guy right here, Ryan Hodges. He said this. He said that the apes. He said that the algos. What did he say? How did he say it? He said the apes have are smarter than the algos because they have the education. The apes have the education, um, like of being in this experience. This is it with each other for a year and a half. That's what he said. He said the algos. That's set up by guys who went to school. You know, these book smart people, and but the apes, they are smarter than the algos. They've beaten the algo. And I say, well, okay, but why is the stock price literally like single fucking digits and has not had a meaningful rally of any kind? I'm not talking to 12, 15 fucking dollars since last year or at least early this year. I mean, it's absurd. But I've never I mean the level of narcissism there, I think he's a fundamentalist Christian or something like that. Um but I was really surprised by the level of fucking delusion in that one. We beat we were smarter than the algos. Stupid. Stupidity. I don't understand. I don't understand. Fucking retarded. Retarded as fuck. Um, Red Pill Bill, aka Short Squeeze Channel, aka got banned under Short Squeeze Channel, I think. Um, let's see. Dawn told him he needed to shave. Fuck. He leveled up with a new razor, new shaver. Um, Watched your video yesterday ripping into Mr. Bald Stuttering Dude, aka Frankie. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Uh, AMC will run up when institutions have enough shares to sell to a bunch of apes at 77. I think they probably already do. I was really surprised when I looked at this last time. Fidelity, AMC ownership. I think I might have to log in now. They changed the shit. I think so. Oh, I don't. Oh yeah. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. 1 second. Oh, fuck off with your goddamn. Come on. There we go. Sure, save the password. Who cares? Research experience. Okay. Okay. Ownership. Oh my God. Where? Oh, here we go. So other, which is the proxy for retail investors, other is down to 36.7%. Remember, this used to be real high, like as high as the apes, as high as Boss Blunts. By the way, where's Boss Blunts? Is he still putting out bullshit? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen his name pop up in a while. All right. Red Pill Bill.
For a long time.
He's putting out FUD about the election.
And we've gone through so many cycles of learning the same thing over again. You know, like I'm seeing posts now, October 24th, that were posted a year and a half ago. Like we already learned it.
How about this, Jack? Some of your friends, yes, some of your friends, some of your followers, people that you would associate with, people of your kind, they post videos. They posted a video of Tucker Carlson talking about short sellers, by the way, and it was the dumbest fucking shit ever. Go figure. Go figure. Tucker Carlson misleading people with fucking ignorant fucking bullshit about short selling. Oh, it hurts American companies. It hurts American companies because I'm such a good patriot. You know, I'm a good American. See, I'm ignorant. Oh God. Anyway, a couple weeks ago they put out. A lot of people were talking about this. The video was from January fucking 28th, 2021, last year. That's what is required. That's what these guys have to do. They have to recycle shit from almost 2 years ago at this point. Because guess what? Even fucking Tucker Carlson, even he doesn't fucking care about this shit anymore. Even Charles Payne doesn't give a fuck about AMC anymore. Because it's fucking over. It's dead. Clearly, it's fucking over. Now, how long until Jack recognizes that? How long until he actually says, you know what? I don't think this is going to happen. I think we missed our chance. Or some people some people didn't miss their chance, but I missed my chance. I'm not going to let that happen again. We're going to level up, and go beyond and do better. How long? I don't know. Sounds like he's turning. Sounds like he's turning toward that. Toward that. Where's Astro? Astro denounced the movement a while ago, but he did say, see, this is where, and Trey said the same shit. Although Trey was more believable, he's still more of a true. At least he presents himself like he's gonna happen. But Astro said Moass is nonsense, but AMC is still gonna run. It's like, okay, so you're saying that that's retarded, but then you're saying it's also gonna do the thing that you just said was retarded. Like, stupid. Astro belongs in fucking jail. Keenan Grace, he's still around. I saw a video from him a few days ago. And he did bring the bow tie back. Got to get formal, got to have a distraction. If Trey was still here, he'd have another cat. Wrench Capital. Wrench Capital. I hope he should be in jail. He should be in jail. He's responsible for millions. Millions, baby. Millions coming, baby. AMC. Little ape father quote there. Wrench Capital misled people on the option chain. He is absolutely despicable, unforgivable. He belongs in jail. Or he should have to give back all of the money that he made from YouTube pushing misinformation, period. All of them should. They should have to give back that ill gotten gain. I mean, that's a no brainer for me. You lied, you misled people about money, and then you made money on it? No, 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 no. Give that fucking shit back. Give it back. You did not earn that. You did not deserve that. You got it by basically by breaking the law, misrepresenting things, and people suffered as a result. Give it all back. And if you don't have it, if you spend it all, that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. We're talking liens. We're talking garnishment. We're talking no, you give it fucking back. Period. If it takes you 20 years to pay it back, because probably does, because you're fucking stupid, have no clue how to manage money, like Trey. Oh, I'm going to buy some AMC $11 calls for October. Yeah, the fucking things were worthless a week before the fucking expiration. Good job, Trey. These guys have no clue. They're shitty investors, shitty traders. Oh, well, let me buy some Netflix calls.
So
What a
there
fucking
needs to be
moron.
much more education.
Trey is fucking
We already
trash. He is.
learned the 7, 8, 9, 10 different loopholes.
I hate him.
that wealthy
I
people
fucking hate
use
him.
in the stock market to screw over the retail investor. We know that. We get that. But buying and holding alone is not working. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not.
Oh, really? Oh, took you how many years to figure that out? Buying and holding alone is not working. Oh, okay. Yeah, because if that was the fucking case, every stock that Warren Buffett ever bought would have fucking squoze by now. It would have. There would have been massive short squeezes on everything that Warren Buffett has bought because that's all he does is buy and hold. And people who follow his investments, they buy and hold. They didn't squeeze. I realize that's bullshit. I just wanted to say that. But I mean, but I mean, truly though, most people, that's what they do. They buy and hold. It's not that fucking special. It's the most basic investing strategy. A long position, buy low, sell high. I mean, why? Because the apes, they don't have any experience. So to them, yeah, they didn't know shit. They didn't know fucking a goddamn single thing about the stock market. So to them, I guess buy and hold was revolutionary. It doesn't make any sense. It's retarded. We're fucked.
My
I mean,
content, but
as a
action
society,
needs to be
if this is the best that we can fucking do,
taken.
holy shit.
And I've seen
Wow.
little to none action taken by the higher ups and AMC, and it's highly disappointing. It's very frustrating because you have working class retail investors that put their money into these stocks, including myself.
Oh.
But forgive me for a
Oh.
second, I'll be fine regardless. But there are millions of people that put their hard.
Oh, I'll be fine regardless because I leveled up. I leveled up to a new grift. Yeah. Was a time when he was about to get evicted. Now, he was going to be all right regardless, thanks to Dawn. Level up.
Earned
Ooga
money
booga,
into
baby.
stocks. And the people that run the company cannot even tweet out a couple of words to let us know what might be going on. So
Wow, he's pissed. He's pissed at Adam Aarons. He can't even put out a couple words to let us know what's going on. I want to talk to the manager of the stock market, please. Let me talk to the
investors are
manager.
supposed to go off of blind faith.
Oh, they're not. You guys are the ones who came up with the fucking narrative. What are you talking about? Blind faith. Holy shit. What a fucking child. Oh my God. Like, are you hearing this? I got to hear that again at regular fucking speed because that's ridiculous. I mean, God damn it. I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to be in bed by now. Fuck this bullshit.
Cannot even pardon
Wow.
me for a second. I'll be fine regardless. But there are millions of people that put their heart.
Like these aren't investors. They're not even traders. They're gamblers. They think that they're going to get $1 fucking million per share. They think that, or they think at least it's going to be $10,000 a share. That's not investing or trading. That's fucking delusional gambling. Okay, first of all. Second of all, the CEO of a company is not going to come out and coddle you about a stupid fucking short squeeze that he fucking knows is a pipe dream. Why would he say anything about that? He said nothing about it ever. Never. So there's that. Also, I'm sorry to report, but the AMC retail investor Reddit community and YouTube, social media, are the ones who came up with and promoted the Moass narrative. That did not come from the company. Did not come from the company. So why is it Adam Aron's responsibility to reassure you in something that he never said would happen? Makes no sense. You are a child.
Hard-earned money into these stocks, and the people that run the company cannot even tweet out a couple of words to let us know what might be going on. So the investors are just supposed to go off of blind faith. But that doesn't work when you're dealing with real money.
Well, there's a thing, Jack. It's called the earnings statement, earnings report. Okay. You don't have to rely on blind faith. You can look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie usually unless they're fraudulent numbers, like billions of synthetic. There's a fraudulent number for you: 16 billion synthetic shares, which I believe that you promoted at one time, but we'll forgive you for now. Look at the earnings. Uh, I mean, that's your best indicator of how the company is doing and whether you should continue to hold a stock, whether you should sell it, or whether you should buy more of it. And that, that's it. And there's a few other things, option mechanics and stuff like that, and short interest, I guess. But I mean, to me, short interest is irrelevant because often than not, these fucking short squeeze plays do not work out. They just don't. They just don't. Every time Ortex called for a short squeeze signal, type 1 short squeeze, type 2 short squeeze, type 3 short squeeze. None of them, literally none of them, did shit. And they say AMC has a short score of like 81%, whatever the fuck short score means. Yeah, I mean, it's just absurd. Like, none of these plays worked out. If they didn't work out last year during, free money, funny money, you know, everything's loose, off to the races, quantitative easing, what the hell makes people think that they're going to work during a period of tightening, a period of, arguably austerity about to happen, probably, maybe, but high inflation, broad based inflation with no end in sight, really. But the market's rallying. Irrelevant. AMC's not. Well, what makes people think that these squeezes are going to happen? I just don't get it. When everything is down so much, you have short covering rallies, but that's not short squeeze. That's shorts covering and taking profits. That's way different than a true short squeeze. Anyway, this is retarded.
Don't know what's going on. If you add up APE and AMC, you get $8.81. Check this out right here. We're killing it today again in level up. These are just some profits from the day.
Level up, baby. Good.
So
awesome.
We do not trade on hopes and prayers. We trade how you're supposed to trade.
That's different.
With
That's
levels.
different.
with volume, with
Level up.
breakouts, with TA patterns, with breaking news, with fundamentals, with
breaking news,
SPY, with indicators. That's how we trade, and we're supportive of each other. And people are making money, and they're learning, and it's a great environment. So if you wanted to join, click the link in the description. Everybody gets a 7-day free trial, but I think you want to stick around, as have the other members. Check this out. If you want to get up to 15 free stocks, click the link in the description.
Turn off the delay, bro. Don't need delay on your voice. Wow, this is a fucking shit show right now.
$2,000 each. And Moomoo is a great trading app. They do not engage in payment for order flow. So if you're looking for a new app to trade with, or you're just looking to make some trades on a new platform, looking to get some free stocks, whatever it is, Moomoo is probably your spot. Click on the link below. It's a win for you, win for me. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully I have something to report on. Can't guarantee it. Peace.
Right.
In the van, took you to the tail. On the way there, you was texting on your cell. You jumped out the van before I got the room.
Fuck me.
In the car with your girl and went Zoom. You danced with girls.
See ya, Chris.
You promised me a threesome last week.
Thanks for stopping by. And thank everybody for stopping by.
So many people. I can't get time alone with you. At least I had
yeah, no, Tom Fudzulo, wrong. Look at how this shit circulates. I mean, it's a game of telephone. They're not introducing Rule 602, you stupid motherfucker. Rule 602 contains two related collections. Like, contains. That's the present tense, my friend. It's already a fucking rule. That is so embarrassing. Wow. What an idiot. I need to make that, either clip that out into a separate video, or actually take the time to record a video calling out this dumbass fucking kid here, Tom Fudzulo. Absolutely fucking stupid. So not AMC related. I just need some ape support emotionally. Uh-oh. Well, pretty sure my wife just walked out on me. Not kind of my fault. Not quite sure what to do, and this place has felt like home for so long. Well, that is a false sense of home. I love each one of you.
You don't trust me?
Wow. I mean, please, fellas, if you have a wife or significant other, be present and show her how much you love her daily. Maybe by not wasting your money and being delusional on a goddamn fucking play that has run its course and dried up. Like, water has carved out the river, and now all you're left with is the Grand Canyon, this big chasm that if you fall into it, you're done. I mean, or should I say the LA River, maybe. I mean, it's not the same type of chasm, but it's dried up. At least.
Don't provoke me, I might choke thee.
At least whenever I see it.
You're so annoying.
Anyway, that's
You're such an envelope pusher.
That's some bullshit, you know. And to be honest, she's probably better off without you. You know, I'm sorry, but you're here on AMC stock, saying that you love everybody and that this has felt like home. Maybe you should have made your home feel like home. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, no sympathy there. Sorry. Tough love. Learned from it. What else can you say? You fucked up. Happens to the best of us. Happened to me. I'm not crying about it on Reddit. Oh, there's a double chorus. That's it. That's all, folks. All right. Boom. Catch you all later. Have a good night. Hit the like button. Subscribe. You know you love this black screen. All right. See you all. Come over to Telegram. We'll see you there. Good night.